Welcome in to Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Jeff Can't Lose Hansen.
That's right. Clear eyes, full hearts.
Jeff. Oh, we're halfway there.
No.
Week 5. Crazy that this is the midpoint of the season, huh?
It happens so fast.
Yes, it does.
But it's great. It's a great Week 5. We've got a great slate of games tonight. I'm pumped.
We got a great slate. We got great games that we're going to be going in and out of. Let's run through our lineup tonight. We've got West at Alta. This was a high-scoring game last year, Jeff. West offense put up 40 points last week. Alta, they've had their moments offensively. Can their defense slow up this West offense? That's going to be the big question.
Yeah, well, and who is the West team? We've seen them play one game in Utah, and it was a great game against a really solid Olympus team. High scoring, like you said, which I think surprised me. I wouldn't have expected it to be like that. So who is West? What do they look like now that they're staying home? They're playing back-to-back weeks here in the state of Utah. And then Alta, when they've been going well, they've looked great. They haven't been able to go well for 4 quarters in a game yet, so we'll see how they are able to do tonight.
Great point. Manti, Juan Diego. How about we have the Templars on the Rewind Network this week?
I love it. Mason Starkweather, good chance for people to get to see him. The best player maybe for the last 2 years that nobody's really talked about. You haven't heard enough of him. He's fantastic for Manti. And Juan Diego, that rushing attack is absolutely the real deal.
There's some fun notes about that one. We'll get into that as the show continues. Mountain Ridge at Farmington. Mountain Ridge trying to bounce back. Farmington, been a tough start, but they've been in every game.
Yeah, they have been. This kind of feels like two teams that are similar. They're trying to make the same kind of a statement. Certainly Mountain Ridge, the last time they played a team, right there in that Farmington KSL, they played Davis, and the Darts got the best of them. They're looking to bounce back against Farmington in Davis County.
And then our game of the week. Oh, boy, this one's going to be good. Undefeateds, top of region on the line, homecoming, Northridge at Viewmont. And, look, 2 years ago you'd be like, really? Yeah, this game is going to be all sorts of fun tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. It's so much fun. Darth Vader delivered the game ball at Viewmont
That's how
tonight.
big
That's how big
is.
It is. Darth Vader is there. Well done. There's an opening for that role. You keep doing things like that, they might be giving you a call.
I'm on the short list. Other great games tonight. Corner at Skyridge. We'll keep you up to date on that one. There's other ones, too, that we'll keep you apprised of as the night continues. But without any further ado, let's head out. Shall we go to Viewmont for our game of the week at Viking Field?
In Nevada, he's got all of them. And then Tillman, I've had schools all over the country call me about him. Ran a 10.700.
Wow.
He's faster than fast. He's quicker than quick.
As Nye rolls out here, 2nd and 7 after the penalty. Flares it out to Martinez on the far side, and he's got a first down.
The mad scientist always cooking things up, rolling to his right, rolling to his left. It doesn't matter. But I love
one game we did not talk about, Timview hosting Springville, and we're going to send you out to Provo High School, or to Provo at Timview High School.
Cooper will.
His first pass coming into the game, that was just perfectly read by that's film study.
Yeah.
He knew that was coming. He believed it, saw it, and he did it. Great reaction on the defense right there. But
all right, so there was a touchdown in that game. We were hoping to get a replay. Timview on the board early, hosting Springville. This is an interesting series. The last time, you want to know the last time Springville beat Timview, Jeff?
Feels like a long time. I'm going to guess 2009.
Oh! Man, you're close.
Ooh.
2010 in the 4A quarterfinal, the last time that Springville beat Timview. They've lost 6 straight.
Timview's a good team, man. Good team, good program. It feels like I forgot about them. We didn't see them a couple of weeks ago. They played out of state. Been a long time since we've seen them play.
You see the touchdown right there for those of you on the stream. A pick 6 for Timview. That defense coming out showing a thing or two against the Red Devils. Good start for Timview. And look, it's great to be back at Timview. That stadium's been under construction for what feels like it's been a decade. It's been a long time since they've had a home game. They've played at Mountain View. They've played at Provo. They've played all over the place. As we're going to move Manti in the red zone, let's head to Juan Diego for this Manti play.
The give is to Tala Papa. He powers forward and in. Touchdown, Manti.
I just love seeing Manti switch that up. For many teams, that's just kind of a given, get that 1 yard. But with Juan Diego's defense, that is very much not the case. When that field gets smaller, Manti loses the ability to throw it further downfield. It's a much smaller field. Offensive line able to create a
early touchdown there for the Templars, and it wasn't a touchdown from Starkweather.
I know.
Come on.
We talked about him, and it didn't happen. He just turns around and hands the ball off. That's what happens after we talk him up like that.
Look, there's a whole lot of time left in that one. We'll see plenty of Mason before the night's over. Back to Viewmont, as you see Viewmont knocking on the doorstep of the red zone, see Northridge knocking on the doorstep of the red zone.
Switching players' positions. He was doing everything. And I'm like, this is fun. He's like, football should be fun, Moose. And I'm like, heck yeah. He's like, I'm building a culture here that's going to crescendo into year 3. And what year are we in?
2024.
Year 3 of Coach Jones.
Got a chance to talk with Coach Jones beforehand. Wearing a boot tonight. We'll talk about that in just a moment as we have 1st and 10 here for the Knights. Nye, pressure coming, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield as Hudson Holbrook gets back there.
Let's go, Hudson Holbrook. All 5'10", 170. Sometimes you send too many rushers for the linemen to stop. But Hudson did a phenomenal job right there.
So that's a loss of 13. Back it all the way up to the 39-yard line as Viewmont gets in the backfield. Mentioned head coach Jones for the Viewmont Vikings has a partially torn Achilles from playing with the special needs soccer game back on Tuesday.
Soccer's a dangerous sport. That's the second life-altering injury I've heard of.
Second and very long here for the Knights. Nye with all kinds of pressure gets hit as he thrown, and it's incomplete.
That is Ezekiel Cook. Oh my goodness, all 6'3", 220 pounds. He looks good, and he's coming off the edge with the fury. Sometimes we call those pressures, but that was a hit.
Leads the Viewmont defense in tackles for loss with 6.5 on the season. Able to get in the backfield to disrupt that one. 3rd and very long here for Northridge. They need to get to the 15-yard line for a first down.
Man, more than made up for the penalties at this series.
4 wideouts, 3 to the far side here for Trey Nye. Here come the Vikings as they throw over the middle. It's caught and down just shy of the line to gain. And that's number 2, Chase Harris, first catch tonight.
Trey Nye, the science guy, doing his thing. My goodness. He has great vision. He has great poise. He just got hit the series before, and he says, I don't care, gosh darn it. Wow. Good job, Trey Nye.
Spot the ball at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 22, but they're still 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
Man, if you're not having fun yet already, you better check your pulse, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having a blast out here.
So the Knights will elect to go for it here. 3 wideouts to the right for Nye. As Viewmont brings pressure. Almost intercepted. Cooper Willoughby almost had a free lane to a pick 6, but he gets the stop, and it's a turnover on downs.
I really like this junior, the 6'3", 235. Anyone that reps the 90 has a special place in my heart. But Cooper, get on the jugs machine. Start working on those hands, because that slipped right through your finger. There might be a spot in the Mulan play at the high school later for you.
So we'll see Viewmont now on offense, led by the senior quarterback for the Vikings. That's Titan Longson, who leads not just 5A, he is second in the state.
All right, we're going to head out as you see Viewmont get that stop. Let's go out to Alta, west on the road at the Hawks.
Utah, we talked about this. I think Utah is getting more attention overall. Lopati takes snap, fires over the middle, and that is a touchdown. Yes, Chachi Pan makes it a 6-0 game in favor of the Panthers.
Chachi Pan, 14th in Utah in total receiving yards last year. I think he's trying to crush it this year. And a great touchdown pass there from Camden Lopati.
So calm, cool, collected, GT, each time, right? 3rd down, we saw it.
Lopati loves Chachi. Reference? Huh? How about that? Camden Lopati over the middle of the Chachi Pan.
People couldn't see that, but it was the shoulder bob and the head bob that came with that. That was phenomenal, Dane. I didn't know you had it in you.
You got to add the flair, Jeff. You got to add the flair. Let's head out to Farmington. This is the only other game in our quad box we haven't been to tonight. Farmington with possession near midfield.
Defense had to stay out there.
Jackson Bynum will punt this one up and away for the Phoenix. Good punt here, called for a fair catch. And here comes the Sentinels offense once more.
That was a nice job by the Farmington defensive front to stifle the Mountain Ridge run game a little early on. And we'll see what happens this second drive. I think Mountain Ridge wants to continue to establish the run game, though. They've got some big dogs up front on the offensive line. Farmington goes 4 down, but it's an undersized 4 down front. And so for Mountain Ridge, it may be about the long play in this game.
Wyatt Bingham coming out to lead this offense once more. Bingham will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Beck. Beck has a hole up the middle, and then he's going to be wrestled down. No gain here for Cam Beck.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise that there was no gain on that one as the crease started to open up, but it was a good job by that Farmington defense to close down, especially number 21 there, Jet Salmon, and I believe he does lead the team in tackles. No surprise.
Jet Salmon, 28 tackles on the year, and we'll have a flag prior to the snap. It looks like it's going to go back for that false start.
A lot of motion there from Mountain Ridge, and again, they're just going to start to press now because they're feeling the urgency of needing to get some yards. Just one of those.
All right, we will take you back out to Viewmont now as that Viewmont offense stalled. Northridge with possession at midfield.
Trips formation. You got to get the play call first, though.
Luckily, you got Jackson Fresquez there. He's like, I've played in this system 4 years. I got you.
Hand the ball off to Harris on first down, trying to navigate his way through, and he gets a gain of 6 on first down.
Great vision, great job getting north and south relatively quick. You love to see it. Now Kingston got a little break, and he's like, okay, I'm good to go now.
Well, you mentioned it. A lot of these guys, doing my stat prep over the last couple of days, a lot of these guys play both sides of the football on both these squads.
It's interesting. You'll notice that the defense and the offense are pretty similar from Northridge in 2002, 2003, because both these coaches come from that offense defense.
The heyday of Northridge High when they won back-to-back state titles at that time frame is trying to get the first down was Ortiz, but he's stripped up by number 1 for the Viewmont Vikings. That's Blake Moore.
Yeah, it's interesting. From that one team, we have 3 head coaches. 1 at Farmington, 1 at Viewmont, and 1 at Northridge. Alas, from my state championship winning teams, we have 0 head coaches. Not real football guys, I guess. Just one loud announcer.
I will give a shout out to my alma mater. One of the guys that played football for us, Kyle Cephalo, the offensive coordinator at Utah State.
Wow.
So, shout out Bishop Kelly High School up in Boise, Idaho.
That's a big shout out right there. The scary thing is the Aggies, we don't know what conference they're going to be playing in soon.
Yeah, I would say the big news of the high end of the Mountain West moving to the Pac-12 in 2 years' time.
Yep. Pac-12 lives, and Mountain West, we don't know what happens.
I'd say, well, wait and see what happens in the next little while when it comes to that conference. As the Knights picked up a first down on that run, so they have 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Nice, trying to set things up. Got a bunch formation to the near side. As Nye gives the handoff to Ortiz. And able to pick up about 3 on first down.
That's about the toughest 3 yards.
Newport, the only man to beat. He beats him. Touchdown.
What an explosive kid. We saw him almost break one away to start the game. And then he responds to that Juan Diego touchdown, that Juan Diego massive play with his own. Love the speed on this kid. Such a great player for Manti.
Ty Pringle, just a sophomore, playing.
Boy, we had missed that Juan Diego touchdown. It was Grang Den that had the touchdown for the Soaring Eagle. And then you see the response is back to Viewmont. Touchdown, Northridge.
Man, Trey Nye with the beautiful throw to Chase Harris. Those two are, I mean, they are the heart and soul of that Northridge offense, and they are clicking here early. They look fantastic.
Jackson Frescas, too. That's a young man that you got to keep an eye on for the Northridge offense, special teams guy as well. He can do it all. This is kind of crazy when you think about that Northridge-Viewmont game. You want to know the last time there's a back-to-back win in that series, Northridge and Viewmont?
God, you're always setting me up for failure.
Look, Jeff, I have Rolos for you. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to win Rolos, man.
Pavlov's dog here. I want a Rolo. Okay, last time I'm saying 2013 and 14.
17 and 18.
I was so close.
Northridge won last year, so that would mean Viewmont should have a good Friday night. We'll see if it pans out that way. We'll head back to Alta. As West back on possession, they do lead this game 6-0, 7-0. I didn't see if they added the PAT. We'll say 7-0. They've got it here again.
Round fires to Fabrizio, and it was broken up and nearly picked off by number 14. There is no number 14, GT, as far as we know. We will find out who that is.
My bad. I was just looking into the future. Alta, that was a missed third down conversion for the Hawks. They're punting here. Let's head over to Timpview. Springville has possession here, trailing the T-Birds early.
Secondary. Past midfield, Max Harris. His first carry of the game is a dandy. 18 yards.
Great run right there. Great run, great vision. Way to escape. Great way to protect the football through the first two levels of the defense. Get to the upper field. Big gain. As you said, the last drive, they moved the ball effectively. They just stalled here around this area here. And then 2 plays is why they're behind the ball. They haven't even been able to give their defense an opportunity.
Right back to him. Just a couple this time.
And off up the middle, number 20, Max Harris.
Max Harris with about 2 yards on the carry. Maybe, let's see where they officially spotted. Yep, 48-yard line. Second down and 8. You see what Springville wants to do and can do. And up front, Timpview obviously is always good in the trenches, but Springville's a good match there. Yeah. This is just 2 big mistakes that have caused the deficit. We'll see if they fight back. Oh, nice job in the backfield. You had Isanaliai, the junior linebacker. 0 on the jersey. 0's in on the running back and brings him down for a loss of 1.
Yeah, great
Naliai's
job.
A playmaker.
Bringing pressure off the edge there, keeping it tight, not allowing Max Harris to get any room there, any breathing room. Gets the TFL, makes it 3rd down and long.
3:40 and counting. 3rd and long. Levitt with 2 backs with him in the backfield is going to throw.
Nice. Oh.
Overthrew his intended receiver.
All right, we've got an update for you. Viewmont has scored that game. Viewmont Northridge tied at 7. We're going to head back out to Alta High School as West has the football at their own 25.
And that ball is a screen, and it's caught as a first down and more down the sideline to the 50. Now to the opposite 40, 30, 25, 20, and he's home free. Green pasture. It's another 6 and a touchdown for Jackson Towla.
What a run there from Jackson. There's a flag on the play. Don't think they're bringing this one back. Actually, they might be. Stand by here. But a phenomenal run there from Jackson Towla. Short pass and takes it all the way to the end zone from the 24-yard line.
And GT is just going back to 7-0 here.
We'll update
Yes.
you on that one. It does look like it's coming back. Let's head over to Juan Diego, the Soaring Eagle, trying to keep pace with Manti.
So you're kind of in that position. You're kind of in no man's land on 4th and 5 here from about the 46-yard line, but I would think this is a spot where if you're Danny Larson and DJ Larson, the offensive coordinator, you trust your offense to go for it.
I believe so, and part of it's, how much you trust the offense, and part of it's how much you trust the defense. We're getting to the, last few minutes of this quarter, and Juan Diego's offense has looked fairly good to start, and their defense, has struggled a little bit against the pass. We'll see how they adjust. Looks like they're going for it here.
4th and 5. It's a fake. Mazinin looking to pass. He's got time. Throw is behind and incomplete. Intended for Darian Otto, the tight end, and that'll be a turnover on downs for this Juan Diego offense. And now this Manti offense comes right back onto the football field.
Great discipline by Manti's secondary, not biting on that play action, not biting on either the dive, understanding the situation. 4th and 5, they could.
All right, so just so you know, that West touchdown did come off the board. A couple penalties there. We'll head back out to Viewmont for this Northridge possession.
Goodness. Ezekiel Cook. Ziggy, ziggy, ziggy. Oi, oi, oi. Look at him go. He comes in with bad intentions, being an absolute dog.
It's a loss of 7 on the sack. That's the second sack tonight for Viewmont. We're not even through the first quarter.
Yeah, Viewmont, their defense, they are dudes.
And they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So offensive coordinator Cam Shumway going a little misdirection on that play.
I love to see that. Cameron Shunway pulling something out of his bag of tricks, trying to catch Juan Diego off guard, and they did. If he hadn't stepped out, he may have had a chance getting into the end zone, but just couldn't walk that tightrope.
That's so Dan.
And give him that spoon-fed ball and get him into the end zone. Ortiz, my goodness.
Gain of 18 gets all the yards back and then some. A first down for the Knights.
That's a disheartening way to celebrate the sack. He's like, where'd Ortiz go? 18 yards that way. I just got a sack for 8. You mean you got a first? Yes, sir.
So the Knights out towards midfield. 1st and 10 from the 46. 140 and counting in our opening quarters. Ortiz gets the call again, and he gets another big gain, this one for 8.
The mad scientist is sitting there. He's like, you know what? I'm a science guy. I don't have to throw it every gosh darn down to get some good yardage.
Spot the ball at the 45. It's a gain of 9 on that one. So the Northridge offense having no problem moving the football here in this first quarter.
Man, if you're hearing this loud crowd, this Coach Jones says this is one of the secrets to his success. Last week they switched sides during overtime to get in the heads of the other team.
The student section is in full force here at Viewmont tonight. Again, homecoming for the Vikings. And 2nd and 1. Nye looking to throw. Pressure coming. And it's getting in the backfield again is Cook. That's the 3rd time he's taken Nye to the ground.
All right, Templars back in the red zone. We'll head back to Juan Diego to see the end of this Manti drive.
Starkweather to throw. Looking, pressure, throws into the end zone and overthrows his man. Incomplete. Intended for Henningsen. That'll be 2nd down.
Man, Starkweather is going to want that one back. He read the defense well, saw it was man coverage, and the receiver had a step on his corner on the defensive back. He had the right idea, just a little too much on it.
2nd down and 10 now at the 18-yard line. To get to the 8 without scoring, of course. Triple wide receiver lines up to the left for Mason Starkweather. Starkweather to throw. Pressure coming. Tries to set up the screen. Dumps it off. Talapapa. He's got some space. Talapapa inside the 5. He's got a second. Touchdown to the corner.
Complete to number 23.
And what a great play design by Cameron Shumway.
What a call there from Anti-Jeff.
What a pretty run after the catch. That screenplay, and then Talapapa does the rest. Takes it to the house. That was impressive.
We had another screenplay for Northridge. The Knights now in the red zone, trying to retake the lead over Viewmont. Let's head out to Viewmont High School for the Northridge possession.
That one stopped immediately. Good job there by Hudson Holbrook.
Ortiz was sitting there, he's like, I'm used to getting a lot more than this. Where did these guys come from? But this is what happens. This is a bend, don't break defense. And when you don't have to bend and cover real deep, things on the other side tend to break.
And that's going to do it for a fun first quarter here from Viewmont. This battle of undefeateds.
All right, end of the first quarter. We're going to take our first quarter break. You're listening to the KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone.
Game of the week here on KSL Sports Rewind.
This is apple cider vinegar from NutriCost. This is apple cider vinegar from another leading brand. NutriCost has 500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar. So does this other brand. NutriCost is third-party tested, non-GMO, and gluten-free. This other brand? Well, we're not sure. NutriCost is also available at a great price delivered right to your door. NutriCost has over 500 different products for health and wellness. NutriCost, only what you need.
Welcome back as we get ready to start our second quarter. Matt Coma, Moose Bingham, and Moose, we've had a fun one so far here, tied at 7.
That's all I wanted, a fun night. Every game I'm doing this season, I'm like, if it's not a fun night, I'm not going.
Well, we've seen there's some really high-profile games tonight. Obviously, a lot of attention down in Lehigh for that Corner Canyon Skyridge game, but both these teams looking to prove that they...
Yep. Gonna take the snap, looks to his right, tries to come back that way, now scrambles, now throws wide open, and making the catch for the two-point conversion is Carter Mason.
2-point conversion is good.
Great job not panicking. All the routes were stopped initially, and then all the receivers just decided, hey, the middle of the field isn't open, let's run out to the edge. Starkweather sees what's happening, puts the ball right on the right where it needs to be, converts the 2 points. Manti up 14 in the first quarter, catching me off guard.
Well, catching, I think we went back to what we said earlier, Gavin. As Alexander Timlin, Gavin Atkinson, the Rewind Sports Network.
Dynamic athleticism that he adds to this unit early on already has Farmington third and average here, third and about 4, looking to pick up a first and even more.
Peterson has thrown for 558 yards, has 2 touchdowns on the year, has another 82 yards rushing. Great pass there from Peterson as Fia brings it in, and it's complete.
You can see the energy that Peterson has brought out here to start the second quarter.
He's 5 yards away from it, first and goal. As they'll give it back to Ortiz. That one stopped at about the 3-yard line.
Ortiz was looking for a lane, and none to be found.
I will say, very patient runner, Ortiz. He's been able to kind of just weave his way through a couple of the blocks so far on some of these runs.
You look at this Northridge O-line, and it's nothing to write home about. You don't have an Aaron Dunn out there or an Austin Pay.
3 wideouts this time as Ortiz gets a carry once again, and he's stopped in the backfield, and Ezekiel Cook, first one there.
This O-line, they're great together. They're a fist, all 5 of them, looking to punch someone in the mouth. But I don't know if you have one dude over 6'2" on that whole offensive line, to be honest with you.
Blake Moore in there as well for the tackle, and now third and goal from the 5. As Moose mentioned, that bend, don't break Viewmont defense has held its ground inside the 10 so far. Brings up third and 5. Harrison motion. Nye's going to throw it on third down. Looks that way.
Welcome back. Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen with you as we've got Northridge in the red zone knocking on the doorstep. We talked about other games happening on this Week 5 Friday night. Corner Skyridge. Corner Canyon with an early lead in that one, leading Skyridge 7-0. This was an interesting game, Jeff. Kind of strength on strength when you think about Skyridge's defense, Corner Canyon's offense.
Yeah, I mean, 2 teams that I think are both looking to kind of rebound, reestablish themselves a little bit. I mean, they're both inside the top 5. It's not like they're unestablished, right? But for 2 teams that consistently go to the state finals, 2 teams I think that are on shakier ground than they normally are on, and they want to have a big statement win this week.
It's been your state championship game the last 2 years.
Yeah.
They've split those matchups, one apiece. I think here's the real question, and that is, does the Mountain West come calling Corner Canyon? Hey, look, we've got an opening. You guys interested in coming up?
Yeah. It's a good question. And honestly, no, I think they call Lone Peak. I think that's what happens.
Ooh, Jeff. B. Ricoto? Is that what it is?
They are number one in our rankings, are they not?
They are. They've got a tough game. They're down in California playing Centennial. That did not go well last week for Timpview.
Yeah, tough
See how Lone Peak does up there. Big college news, obviously, this week with all the movement. Big week for Corner Cane and Skyridge. Let's head out to, let's go to Alta. Oh, you got it right there on your screen. Big catch for West inside the 10.
Man, Jackson Tuwala, he's been all over the field. He's had big plays called back, but there he is with another big play. Sets up West inside the 5-yard line.
Let's head out to Alta. West leading 7-0 back inside the 10.
Jackson Tuwala, GT. I think the phonetics were wrong.
Yeah.
Jackson Tuwala, what an athletic play.
Great catch there by Jackson, and a phenomenal throw there by Lopati as he avoided a sack. High snap there.
Lopati, play action, floods pocket. Headed for the end zone, flips it up, and it was out of reach for Chachi Penn.
Tough play there, but a phenomenal job by Camden Lopati so far this game. Staying on his feet, avoiding tackles, and just finding the open man, doing everything that he needs to do at the quarterback spot.
But that play to Jackson Tuwala, GT. I mean, that was like a David Tyree type play.
Yeah, Jackson Tuwala, not one of their top receivers in terms of receiving yards so far this season, but definitely an important component of this West Panthers offense, and he is showing that tonight for sure.
And they did throw a yellow there, so it's going to be 1st and goal here from the 10. And let's see what they do here. Cameron Lopati in the shotgun here. Lopati takes snap. Fires, fade route, back of the end zone, and it was out of reach for number 8, Jared Chase.
West High has not ran the ball yet, as far as we've seen. I mean, they haven't tried to run the ball.
All right, we're going to head back out to Farmington. Is the Phoenix. We talked about, Jeff, how battle ready they've been all year. Haven't quite come out on the positive end. They got it here inside the 10.
I mean, big moment. They've had to play from behind so much this year. If they can get an early lead, that'd be big for Farmington.
Snap. He'll hand it off to Peterson, and Peterson takes it into the end zone. And Farmington, with the first touchdown of the evening, they lead it.
What a great play call by Coach.
Good start for Farmington.
Yeah, great play call. You heard Brian Brown talking about it. Coach Coates finally gets on the board first, and Farmington gets to play with a lead. That'll be big.
Gotta love that black and teal. We head back to Alta High School. West on the ball.
As often as he's used to, at least so far this season. But, again, still trying to air this one out as we are on 3rd down here.
3rd and goal from the 10. Lopati from the shotgun. Per usual, and we got whistles. Timeout, West High.
Timeout on the field, taken by West. Their second timeout.
Okay, timeout there at Alta. As we're going to go back to Viewmont.
Before we do, Dan, that Alta game, you look at that black and teal for Farmington, good look. We got a great uniform matchup with West and Alta.
It is really strong. Two schools with very light colors.
Yep.
I love the homes for Alta.
Yeah.
And I love those West Road. I mean,
it's great.
That's not even A+ good. That's like better than A+ good.
Yeah, they look fantastic. Two teams with a lot of red, neither one of them wearing a whole lot of red.
Let's head out to Timpview as the T-Birds have it, 14-0 at the 25-yard line of the Red Devil.
Rasmussen throws outside. The catch is made. Springville's defense is there. Can they stretch him out? They can. They get him out of bounds.
Made him lose a couple yards.
He loses a yard, so we got a TFL there.
Great job by that defense.
As Zedekiah Anahu Ambrosio made the catch, but that defense, a group effort, is able to get him out of bounds, a loss of a yard. Do we have a flag on the field over there?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Face mask offensively. Something.
Foul, face mask, number 6 of the defense. We're going half the distance to the goal line. The result will be a first down.
Sly. This Springville team.
That was huge.
Just keeps shooting themselves in the foot. Another big mistake. You've got him out of bounds.
You're actually doing well on defense.
You are. And you get him out of bounds on a third down stop. They're looking at 4th and 5. Probably would have went for it, but now you give him a gift.
Yeah, that's...
All right, let's head back to back to Alta for this West possession.
He's got some space, and he breaks to the 1. Did he get to the end zone?
He did, and that's a touchdown
wow.
for West.
Touchdown, Jackson Tawala. Are you sure, GT? No. Yeah, they gave him the touchdown. Okay, there you go. So Tawala, the touchdown after a tremendous play on offense, and they are going to...
Okay, now let's head back to Timpview as the T-Birds have it right at the goal line.
Great run, tough run right there. As you said, those penalties make it extremely easy. They're all the way down at the 1, 1st and goal. Just making it easy here. This is Timpview all day. This is power run game right here, QB run game. Just hand it off. You don't want to do a Malcolm Butler, New England, Seattle play at the goal line.
Aston again, he's short. Springville. Stout up front.
Gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Gets the stop. But Timpview's got 3 more tries.
Yes, they do. Oh, loss of 1. They lost a yard, so they're back at the 2-yard line. Got a little bit more breathing room here. Great job. The Springville defense, as I said, they're doing extremely well. They've only shot themselves in the foot with that penalty. Otherwise, they've done really well against this Timpview offense.
Now, if you just joined us, you're looking at the scoreboard and you're thinking, wow, this Timpview offense has been going up and down the field. No, that is not the case. This would be the first offensive touchdown of the game. We have a pick 6 by the Timpview defense and a Timpview punt return for a touchdown by Ken Impula. That accounts for that 14-0 you see on the screen, and Timpview knocking on the door now. But the Springville defense has done a great job. They've just, those 2 mistakes.
All right, we've got a Manti touchdown. Stone Mortensen with the touchdown reception off the screen has made that game 27-7. Point afters coming up. Meanwhile, we're going to head back out to Viewmont as Northridge tied up with the ball in Viewmont territory.
1st and 10 from the 41. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right here for Nye on 1st down. Pressure coming again for the Vikings, and getting back there is the Vikings, and once again Holbrook in the backfield.
Holbrook just stopped everything there. There was a lane straight to the end zone, and Holbrook said, "Not today."
No gain on the play as Ortiz tried to get out of it. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Looks like we've got a little update. Cooper Willenbro, he's on the sideline holding his hand up, saying, "Club it. I don't need this hand to get a sack."
Keep you updated on Willoughby as Nye tries to set the screen. Nobody home as Holbrook got back there once again, intended for Harris, and 3rd and 10 now for the Knights.
Oh, looks like
it's Holbrook has to come out.
He's probably got some nice jewelry or something cool.
He'll have to sit for a play.
Let's see what it is. Well, he's just getting a drink and washing off his hand. Might have some blood.
Yeah, might have something on his hand there that he needs to rinse off. So he'll have to
mouthpiece. I don't know.
I think it was something on his hand, but we'll see. He'll be back out there for the next play, but he has to sit out this 3rd and 10 here for Northridge.
It's good to see 90 back. Cooper Willenbro. Let's see what the mad scientist is cooking up on 3rd and 10.
Vikings show pressure as Nye stays in the pocket, looking deep for Harris. Nobody there. Maybe a miscommunication. That was intended for Harris.
All right, so a couple of updates. Timpview scored. They lead Springville 21-0, looking to make that 7th straight. And then Manti went for 2. They did not get it, so that game at 27-7.
Another big game we haven't talked about. Give a quick update here. Bingham is up at Syracuse. 2 teams looking to make a statement. Another turnover for the Bingham offense. Syracuse has a 6-0 lead, and they have the ball again.
Another game that we'll talk about, Olympus with an early lead at home against Brighton.
Wow.
3-0 for the Titans, trying to bounce back off of last week's disappointing late loss. Let's head to Farmington. Phoenix up 7-0. They got it inside the 10.
Scoring zone. Man, I'm so excited about this one.
amazing.
What a great run there by Hoops. Great call, too, by Coach Coates.
Travis Hoops gets them inside the 10. He'll go back to Hoops, but this time he's going to be met and brought down in the backfield.
Yeah, again, nice job there by number 32 from Mountain Ridge. I should know Cannon Montgomery's name by now. We've done 2 of their games. We're able to close on that inside zone play, and really where Farmington has had success is on the power game, the gap scheme stuff. You see Mountain Ridge doing a good job in the zone, against the zone.
Would be huge if Farmington here can double the lead. Peterson will drop back over the middle, and it is incomplete, intended for Tanner Nielsen.
And you can see Nielsen just a little frustrated with that one. He had it in his hands, the ball just a little bit behind him.
All right, we're going to toggle between this and the Hawks as the Hawks trailing 14-0 with it at the 10-yard line, trying to get their first score of the night against this West defense.
End zone, caught by Matt McKay for the touchdown. Matt McKay back in the mix, much needed for the senior captain.
That play was executed to perfection there. Great catch by Matt McKay.
We'll head back to Farmington, but how about that hit from Matt McKay? Not only does he score the touchdown, but you better be able to handle the celebration.
Man, Matt McKay, he gets my Luke Livingston Award of just football player.
Here's the thing. Matt McKay, for those of you who don't know, he played quarterback.
Yep.
This year he's moved to wide receiver, but he looks like a linebacker. He's a thick kid, but he runs like a receiver. He is fast for his size. And after that touchdown, a teammate came over to celebrate with him, jumped in the air, and the teammate went flying about 5 yards. So you got to be ready when you come to deal with old number Ocho at Alta.
And McKay just walks. He levels his teammate and walks away. You know, but you don't turn around and look at the explosion behind you. You just keep walking, and that was Matt McKay.
That's right. Let's see. We got Viewmont's back on the ball, tied up at 7. We got a couple games at commercial break right now. We'll get you caught up on items as you have a live look here. Springville trailing Timpview 21-0. Man, tough start on the night for the Red Devils.
That Timpview defense, I mean, where we haven't seen them for a couple of weeks, it was easy to kind of forget. They've got so much talent.
Let's just, some context of that. Yeah, it's 21-0. There's one offensive touchdown.
Right.
So to your point, like, it's an all-around effort from Timpview. Timpview hasn't won since week 1.
Oh, my goodness. That's true.
Let's head out to Juan Diego. Manti with it again inside Juan Diego territory, inside the 10.
Momentum. You're not out of this game.
Starkweather to throw into the end zone. One play, touchdown.
Starkweather's pass complete to number 13, Trace Justison.
Trace Justison this time with the catch.
Touchdown.
And Manti has now scored 26 in a row.
And that's so tough because that turnovers, you have the kick return for a touchdown.
Man, the Templars all over Juan Diego, 26 straight unanswered points. Impressive. Let's get back out to Farmington as they're in the red zone.
And this offense have up their sleeve. They want the touchdown. They don't want to settle for 3. Peterson over the middle. It is intercepted. Brought down by Mountain Ridge, and they'll turn it over inside the red zone.
Tremendous stand by this Mountain Ridge Sentinel defense, able to get the turnover. And for Farmington, that's one that you really wish you had back. There was so much traffic in there. Understand the idea. You've had so much success with the slants inside all game long. That one, you just kind of wonder if that condensed field didn't change things so much for Mountain Ridge and cause too much traffic. And after such a great hot start, Peterson with the interception there. We want to see how he bounces back from that one.
Big play here for the Sentinels as they get the ball back with 4:19 left to go in the second quarter. Looking to tie things up prior to the halftime break. Bingham lined up, backed up inside his own 5. Bingham will drop back in his end zone, goes deep, and it is incomplete. Ty Homestead had it for a second, and then he hits the turf.
Yeah, Homestead kind of froze for a second there as he went up for it. It was a good job by, I believe, it was either Tanner Nielsen or Cooper Nickel. It looks like.
All right, we're going to take you back to Viewmont High School. Northridge with the ball, still 7 apiece. And Knights with it at midfield.
Thriers over the middle, connects with Ortiz. And he's out, breaking a tackle down the sideline. Breaks another one, and he's gone for a touchdown.
There's dirty laundry, though.
There's a flag.
That was a phenomenal play from Ortiz, nonetheless. He is just orbiting around the football, and you just got to give it to him. His gravitational pull coming in from the mad scientist. Just allow him that way.
The flag's at the 32-yard line.
I don't know if it was on offense or defense or what's going on, but there was a few offensive players laying on the ground after. So let's see what the refs have to say.
And is a hold on the Knights. Call from our white hat tonight. Jay Waits is our head official tonight. It's still a first down. It'll be 10 yards from the spot. And they'll mark it at the 40-yard line, so it ends up still being a gain of about 12.
Well, great gain. Not a touchdown, but
still
solid.
Still gets you into enemy territory. But negates what would have been the 52-yard touchdown.
Man. If I'm Ortiz on that one, I'd be like, who did that? What are we doing? I don't want to see that ever again. I just ran 52 yards.
It would have been his first receiving touchdown of the season as well. 4 wideouts for Nye. 1st and 10 from the 40. Harris in motion, takes the handoff on the jet sweep, and patiently finds a seam for about 9 on that first down play.
Man, you watch these running backs with the ball in their hand. They're very demure. They're sitting
very
there.
Calm.
Very calm. Very demure.
That's a good point. I feel like I'm too old for the demure, but we'll digress. First, our 2nd and 1 here as Ortiz takes the carry straight ahead for a first down.
You see, that was not demure. That was straight ahead. Let's freaking go.
Yes, definitely. You may have to teach me on the demure stuff.
Don't worry. Me and all the young whippersnappers will teach you our lingo.
New set of downs here with 3 minutes to go. We'll spot the ball at the 28, 1st and 10.
This is where it's hard to be a skill player within 5 minutes in the half because you're like, I've been running the whole gosh darn game.
Couple of audibles here. It's Nye looking to throw. He's going to take a deep shot looking for Featherstone, and that one just a little too far, incomplete.
There was some hand fighting. It's like kids in the backseat. It's like, don't touch another. My goodness.
That was Zach Anderegg in coverage there for the Vikings.
Zach saw that earlier. They're coming back to it. That was the initial touchdown on Zach Anderegg, where you throw up a moonshot and you hope Ortiz is around with his gravitational pull or any other Northridge Knight.
He's been everywhere for the Knights so far tonight. In the backfield with Nye here on 2nd and 10. Five seconds to go on the play clock here as Harris goes in motion, and the Knights will have to burn a timeout. A little miscommunication there. So timeout on the field. We'll take the timeout as well. 2:38 to go to halftime, tied at 7.
All right, we've got a timeout there. We're going to head out to Farmington.
You know it's a good Friday night when you get 2 opportunities to hear Moose Bingham talk about gravitational pull. That doesn't feel like a football phrase, but it is today.
I mean, he's brought it.
You know, he's given Matt a hard time that maybe Matt's a little too old for that reference. Moose, you're like 3 weeks behind. That trend is long gone.
Moose is no spring chicken. I mean, look, I covered Moose. I know exactly how old Moose is. That was Moose brought it. He's got some energy.
He's fired up. He's excited for football.
I don't know what he had in his pregame, but he could still go play, lace him up with any of these young whippersnappers, as Moose would say it. Manti back inside the red zone. My goodness, what work they've made of Juan Diego. 34-7 Templars.
This Juan Diego team, remember how close they played Alta at the beginning of the year? This is a good Juan Diego team, and Manti just looks good.
You see this Juan Diego team, and they're big.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a big team, and Manti's just
They're
just
not intimidated.
moving the rock.
No, they look fantastic in this game. And it's more than just Starkweather. We get so used to Starkweather, but it is the entire offense right now.
They got a lot of pieces, and Mason gets all the talk, but there's a lot of pieces. Let's head back to Alta. Nope, never mind. We'll stay here. See, this is what producers are for, right? I was ready to go, and probably couldn't hear it. He was yelling.
He was yelling at us.
Not very happy. So
he normally yells at us. This was a little bit of a happier yell. He wasn't yelling at us, yelling to us more.
But there were hand gestures.
There were some hand gestures.
All right, now we will go. We got the thumbs up, not literally, but let's head out to Alta for this West possession leading 14-6.
That's a beautiful cotton candy sky, GT.
I mean, as two out-of-state transplants here in Utah, Mike and I just continue to be impressed by the scenery here in Utah. I've been here for 7 years, and I just can't get enough of it.
It's nice. Holly from the pass from Lopati. He breaks his way to the end zone for the touchdown. And an unexpected 6 points for Isaiah Holly.
Again, another lateral throw and ends in a touchdown here for the West Panthers. Great run there by Holly. Kept finding.
Nice touchdown there for West. We're going to take you out to Viewmont. Jeff, I had a question I was going to ask you.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
Oh, good.
So,
well, I can't get that one wrong.
Would you like a Rolo? You didn't miss it. We'll head out here. Northridge with the ball inside the 20.
He'll be wrapped up by Willoughby and going backwards. Finally wrestled down at the 15. They're going to spot it back at the line of scrimmage.
Willoughby, it seems like the wrestling coach got in his ear and said, "Listen here, young man." He goes back. He's like, "Oh, I never knew."
So no gain on that one, but better tackling than we've seen on some of the other plays tonight.
And this is really where we've got 1:05 left, clock's ticking down. Northridge is going to try to take this into halftime, and we're not even an hour into the night.
It's a clock under a minute to go, 10 to go on the play clock here as the Knights trying to get on the board before the half. As Nye, pressure comes up the middle, it's out of it. Then coming in is Cook, and he's got his second sack of the night.
Oh my goodness! Chef, get on up and celebrate because you've done a...
Cover 4 is the call. Starkweather rolling. Starkweather throws. Mortensen has it. And he is going to get away, but he's going to be well short in the end of the first down, about the 10-yard line. He needed a 24, but he only got about 20.
23.
Tried to make a few Juan Diego defenders miss, but eventually Juan Diego finally gets off the field. And Gavin, 3:27 left, 3 timeouts left to go for Juan Diego. They get the ball to start the second half. They score on this drive. They could potentially go for 7 on the next drive, and we'd have a whole new ball game after that.
And that's going to be exactly what they're going for. Kind of probably taking a sigh of relief that Manti wasn't able to pull a rabbit out of the hat, get that first down. But
all right, we're going to take you back to Mountain Ridge. The Sentinels trailing Farmington here late in the first half, but they've got it at the Farmington 37.
For Wyatt Bingham, he'll take the snap, he'll drop back, looking out to the left, over Dumas as it goes through his hands and over for the incompletion.
Felt like when we were watching Mountain Ridge last week, those were the plays that they were able to connect on. Tonight, it's just not happening for whatever reason. You see Bingham's under some duress, but he's so composed in the pocket, you don't really worry about that. So whatever it is that's going on, they want to fix it quickly. Only 44 seconds left.
Second down play coming up here for the Sentinels as Bingham will drop back. He's going to be pressured, escapes out to his right. The pressure's still coming, has to just throw this one away, but Farmington doing an amazing job to get the pressure on Bingham.
Well, he's not going to get penalized, but Porter Boca is giving him the business right now for that Mountain Ridge offensive line. He has been a single-handed disruptor from that edge position. A little bit of a I won't say rocky start, but just a slower start, and he has started to emerge, playing with confidence, doing a great job, getting separation with his hands. He is a really fun player to watch right now as the clock ticks down.
All
Huge third down coming up here. 36 seconds left. Bingham with time. We'll dump it off to Beck. Beck trying to make a move outside, and he's brought down. Maybe a 3-yard gain on third down. It'll bring up fourth and another timeout taken here, Brian.
Yeah, I believe this one may have been called by Farmington, but just a quick note of observation, I guess. That's what I'm supposed to do here on the broadcast. Farmington is a great tackling team tonight. I don't know if that's...
All right, timeout there. We got a new game we're going to bring you in on. This one's a big one, Jeff. Olympus hosting Brighton. And how about the start? 10-0 Titans. Brighton here with it.
You can't ask for a better start if you're an Olympus fan. They come in with nothing to lose in this game, right? I mean, this is a big opportunity to upset the leaders in the region. And so far, they look great.
Yeah, inside of 2 minutes to go in that first half. And look, I love the Brighton navies.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the white-orange look?
I don't love it. It doesn't look terrible, but it's not. When you have that navy in your back pocket, it's hard to go away from it.
Yeah, I would love this look with navy pants instead of the orange.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But, I'm no fashion designer. Pass interference call. Brighton now with it inside the 20.
For sure. 2 quick pass plays that get Brighton almost 40 yards, and then penalties that get them 30. The Titans need to regroup, rethink.
Okay, timeout there. We're going to take you back to Farmington, Mountain Ridge with it.
Bingham will take the snap. He'll drop back, looks out to his right, throws it over the middle, caught by Homestead inside the 20. Ty Homestead.
Mountain Ridge is going to hurry up and try and either run a play or spike this one. Spike it. Previous play, just a great job there, and that's where you really see the chess match of football, right? Farmington been getting pressure from the right side, sends 3 men off the edge on the blitz, but Mountain Ridge has the call on where they're running deep to that wide side of the field.
All right, we'll update you on a couple scores. First of all, Northridge converted on that field goal. It's 10-7 Knights.
That's a big score for Northridge and a defensive slugfest so far. Another big game up in Cache Valley. Ridgeline is up 15-0 on Green Canyon at Green Canyon. That's a big statement right now.
Not a lot of teams have had that kind of answer against that Green Canyon defense. If you like defense, Timpview with another interception and the offense back on the field, leading 21-0 in the Springville red zone.
That Timpview defense has college players at almost every position. It's phenomenal.
And meanwhile, you just saw Brighton looked like they scored the touchdown, but officials officiating here, as you like to put it, Jeff.
Yeah, love to watch refs reffing. This one feels fair though, because there was a kind of questionable pass interference call in the end zone.
I didn't love that PI.
I didn't love that call. That moves Brighton close. Now they get a touchdown taken off the board, and they move a little further away.
So we got games nearing halftime. We're going to toggle between a couple for you. Brighton, that touchdown did not count. It's back to the 16-yard line. But Brighton looking at a 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Northridge with it inside the Farmington 20, also at the 16. We'll toggle between those two games for you as Timpview has scored again, 27-0 T-Birds.
Again, and it is incomplete as it goes over DeYoung.
And just a little bit too much on that one, trying to hit the fade towards the end zone. And I like the chance. There's not a lot of time left on the clock. You just take one more shot at the end zone. Now you'll walk away with points if you get 3 here. And for Farmington, that's a big stop for this defense that you're holding them to a field goal.
Hominick coming out for the Sentinels for the field goal. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Mountain Ridge
Sentinels on the board. Let's head back to Olympus. Brighton looking for their first points of the night.
He does get a good chunk of yards, breaking tackles, and it'll be 3rd and manageable for Brighton.
Almost got hit for about a no gain there, but managed to turn something into nothing and gain a good amount of yardage.
And now we are less than 1 minute away from halftime, and this is a big 3rd down right here. The difference between a touchdown and a field goal could be huge in deciding this game. So here we go. LaFleur and Hartle in the backfield. Palapoy has it. He hands it off to Hurdle, who has some room. and Olympus is able to contain him well. Question is whether he was able to get the first down, and it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're going to mark him short by about 2 yards.
Again, close to being taken down for almost a no gain. So the Titans need to just keep being able to wrap him up back there towards the line of scrimmage.
And it looks like there is a Brighton injury. Looks like number 85 for Brighton.
Game clock will be reset.
Sean Dudley is the player who is injured. Refs added about 3 seconds to the clock. There will be 21 seconds here. And what do you do if you're Brighton on this 4th and 1, assuming the play happened, because they haven't moved the line of scrimmage yet?
Yeah, if that counts, I think you have to try your hardest to get this touchdown. Because Olympus gets the ball back at the start of the half, I think you have to score here.
And the refs did confirm it. It's going to be 4th and 1 for the Bengals.
All right, we've got a 4th down coming up in that one, but we're up against the top of the hour. We're going to take a break. You're listening to the KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone.
Yeah, I just think you got to play it conservative here, get the points. You haven't got points all game. But we'll have to see what they do here. I can definitely see why they would go for the touchdown.
It is true that Olympus's offense has not been consistent tonight, only scoring 1 touchdown on about 5 drives. So if you're taking that into consideration, then yes, it's very true that the Titans are unlikely to score coming into the half, and the Bengals defense steps up.
Looks like Dudley is walking off the field right now. Hoping he's all right.
Seems to be a hard hit. He seems to be holding his arm, maybe.
We don't want to speculate injuries, but it looks like it is something with his upper body, whether that's the arm or whatever it is. So what does Brighton do here? It looks like they are bringing the offense onto the field. Interesting call right here. Olympus already stopped them on 4th and 1 earlier in this game. It's LaFleur and Hurdle in the backfield with Palapoy. Palapoy takes it, he hands it off to Hurdle, and it looks like he did get the first down. Well, let's see.
That was very close.
He's right at that marker. We'll see what the refs call. It was great containment by the Titans once again. Looks like the Titans do stop him. Another 4th down stop on 4th and 1. And Olympus is going to go into halftime with a 2-possession lead over the 4-0 Brighton Bengals.
What a stop by the Titans there. That might be one of the biggest stops of the entire game tonight.
I mean, Brighton, I think they should have taken the points there. Now that you go into halftime down 2 possessions, and then Olympus gets the ball back, they can make that 3 possessions. This could get ugly quickly. You don't want to be in that hole if you're Brighton, because you can't run the ball. You have to pass the ball. You got to go quick on offense.
Yeah, I mean, they proved you right that Olympus is just doing too well tonight, containing Hardle, that they should have taken the field goal.
So here Rice is in the backfield. Rice just runs it up the middle. He's got a good amount of room, and he's taken down at the 10-yard line. Nice tackle right there by Ryan Williamson. And it looks like that is going to take us to the end of the first half. What a half it was for the Titans. They go up 10-0, and we're going to send it to our sideline reporter, Miles Pierce.
Olympus and Brighton squared off at 7 o'clock tonight. Olympus started out the scoring early, 3-0 with a field goal. Both offenses struggled to work out until 2 minutes left in the game, where Olympus drove down the field in an excellent pass from Max Rice to score the first touchdown of the game.
Lost any energy?
No, they have not let up since the start of this game, Mike. And to answer the question, who's got spirit? It is this Alta High student section here tonight.
And a West High timeout with 7:42 on the clock.
All right, welcome back. Halftimes of Week 5. Jeff, some interesting action.
There's a lot. Throughout the state, there's a lot of intriguing games, and I've got 3 for you.
Okay.
Do you remember what we talked about last week about those Southern Utah teams?
Those Southern, yes.
It's
yes.
anybody's region.
Yes.
Depending on who wins what. Well, okay, let me just update you on 3 games.
Okay.
Crimson Cliffs is at Desert Hills. That scores 14-14. Pineview is at Hurricane. That scores 14-14. And Snow Canyon is at Cedar City, and that score is 14-7. But still tight.
You got 3 games combined separated by 7 points.
Yeah, I mean, if that doesn't say what this region looks like right now, I don't know what does.
That's interesting. Of course, Crimson's won 3 of the last 4 over Desert Hills. Thought maybe Crimson turned the corner. Big win last week against Cedar. You're right. That region is battle-tested.
I've got another one for you.
Okay.
You want another interesting score?
Yes, please.
That you aren't ready for. I don't think you're prepared.
Okay.
Park City at Murray.
Okay.
That's a 1-score game. It is 21-14 going into
Murray.
halftime. Murray.
Look at Sparta. Huh?
Murray is making that a game. I did not have that on my bingo card coming into tonight.
You know, I was kind of. I'm gonna be a little vulnerable here.
Okay.
Okay. I thought our chance to see Park City live this year probably wasn't going to be very high.
Yeah.
Because they're in region play. I think most people would think they're the heavy favorite in that region. I saw that Park City Murray game. I think they're both undefeated. No, they're both atop that region at 1-0.
Correct.
I think Murray has one loss on the year.
I think you're right. Yep.
But I was like, maybe. Nah, Park City will. Wow, good on Murray.
Good for Murray.
Good on Murray.
It's been a little while.
It's been a while. They got a kicker.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
They got a kicker.
Yeah.
How about this one? This is, I hope if my mom's listening, plug your ears. Bear River, been a tough start to the year. They're taking on the Burley Bobcats, pride of Southern Idaho. 7-6 Bear River with that lead.
Okay.
That's a good Burley team.
Is that a tough one for you? I mean, we cheer for Utah teams when they go out of state.
Yeah.
But what about when they go to Idaho?
Here's the deal. I like to kind of joke and tease and, Idaho pride and all that. If they were playing my alma mater, yeah, it'd be tough. The rest is like, yeah, whatever. But, for Mama, that's she's a Bobcat.
Yeah,
so
it's tough. I get it.
Yeah.
Got another surprising score. Now, I don't have a super up-to-date score. The early second quarter is the most up-to-date that I have got.
Okay.
Bountiful.
I just saw that one.
Going up the road to Budge Field at Bonneville. It's 7-7.
Now,
I did not see that coming.
Here's the thing, okay? We've got, in case you don't know, on KSL Sports every week, you can catch content videos. Last couple of weeks, Jeff and I, we've been doing 4 downs, asked questions, we've got a really interesting question this week. You don't know about this yet. We got a really interesting question for this week that I think is playing into a little bit what we're seeing at Bountiful right now. Not a healthy roster, having to make do with some things. And
if people haven't clued in yet, I don't know most of the questions you're going to ask me. You'd like to keep me in the dark, keep me on my toes a little bit.
How about the Olympus start against Brighton? 10-0 at the break? I mean, find me someone who doesn't wear green and silver that would have predicted that.
Man, I mean, that's a gritty Olympus team, but
This
was an undefeated Brighton team.
And here's the thing. I watched that Olympus game from last week taking on West, and it's like they've got talent.
Yeah, they do.
West really does. Like, you look at the record, it doesn't look all that great.
Right.
That is a really tough West team. Max Rice, that kid can sling it.
Yeah.
They've got quick options. Their defense is lockdown tough.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a really good Olympus team.
They are. They're very good. They're definitely better than their record. Are they 1-3? I think they're 1-3 coming into the night. Another kind of interesting score that I maybe didn't have on my bingo card.
You play a lot of bingo.
I do, more than I should for my age. Maple Mountain at Cedar Valley. The Golden Eagles are down.
Whoa.
The last score I have is at the end of the first quarter, but it was midway through the second quarter, 17-14 Cedar Valley.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on old Cedar there. The airfield, eh?
Yeah.
West, Orem, lopsided. They're in region play. They've got a big lead on the road, 17-0. That Orem team, Jeff, they look like they're getting stronger every week, don't they?
Well, they've got as much talent as anybody. I mean, when you talk about college talent and guys that are going to go out and make plays, they've got it across the board and on both sides of the ball. It's just about gelling and coming together. That was a new group. That's a young group.
Yes.
That is a really, really young team. They've got a lot of potential.
As you can see, for those on the stream, we have brought in that Crimson Cliffs Desert Hills game. That's 14 apiece in the second quarter, and you see Crimson Cliffs inside the red zone. We'll keep you updated on that one for our radio audience as we continue to talk through our halftimes here. How about this? New school, starting region play, Westfield hosting Logan, and it's the mighty Longhorns with a 20-8 lead over Logan.
Yeah, look, we don't play favorites, but when you're going for the first win in school history, I think it's hard not to kind of cheer for that a little bit.
Jeff has a soft heart.
I do.
You're a softie.
I'm delicate.
Yeah.
There's no question. When people look at me,
we love that about you, Jeff.
They just think big, squishy, delicate Jeff. That's usually
exactly
what people
they
think.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ran up to you, almost gave you a hug tonight.
Yeah.
Jeff!
Yeah, you almost did.
Almost did. Almost did.
An old rivalry, Skyview and Mountain Crest, those two teams don't particularly care for one another. Skyview is up at the half, 17-7. It's been kind of a disappointing start for Skyview. It's been a really promising start for Mountain Crest, but the Bobcats are getting the best of the Stangs in Smithfield.
They don't give each other holiday gifts. That's what you're trying to say.
I don't think so, at least not nice ones.
This is actually a really interesting game. This one was on my radar for tonight. I love my lower classification games.
Yep.
Okay. North Summit at the Milford Men. And it's the Milford Men 12-6 with the lead over the undefeated North Summit Braves.
Look at that.
Now that's a jaunt.
That
to
is.
go from Colville to Milford.
Yeah. That's not a short drive.
No. But Milford, that's a great start on a Friday night for the Tigers.
That is. Speaking of Tigers, Ogden, they are playing an out-of-state team. Preston, Idaho, the home of Napoleon Dynamite.
You better believe it.
Preston, Idaho made the trip to Ogden, and ladies and gentlemen, it might be time to start talking about 4-0 Ogden. Still a lot of time left. That game is still just about to end the first half, but the Tigers are up 21-0.
Wow.
Good for Ogden.
Good for Ogden. Love it. Provo playing at Juab tonight. I don't know if you heard about the news at Juab this week.
No.
They had to close the school due to a bat infestation.
Makes sense.
Not kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
You like to talk about orange lobsters. I got bat stories.
Okay.
They cleared it out. Apparently, do you know it's illegal to kill bats?
Huh? I did not know that.
So you have a bat infestation in a school. What do?
Call Dwight Schrute.
Well, you could do that, but I don't know that there's garbage bags high enough for him to be able to capture them all.
That's probably true.
So they had to bring in special devices, literally.
This
so that
is real?
This is real. This is real. So that at night, when the bats would go out, they couldn't get back in. They were kind of like one-way vents, basically. They added their ventilation system, so the bats would fly out. They couldn't come back in to clear out the school because it's illegal to kill bats. So it's been cleared. Juab has
They're back
in school. Sorry for all the students, but tonight they're hosting Provo, and the Provo Bulldogs with a 21-0 lead.
I got a lot of questions. How long were the bats there?
No
because
idea.
An infestation that doesn't happen overnight.
Well, and what's an infestation? Are we talking like 10 bats or 100 bats? What's an infestation? It was.
We need to do some journalisming to get to the bottom of that one.
Real story. Right? I talked about whales last week. Tonight we're talking about bats. 2 weeks ago it was lobsters. Look, we are your Utah Animal Fest on a Friday night. KSL Sports Red Zone.
Are you ready for one of the most exciting battles? I mean, this
Give
is Red Zone, that what we live for. Emory is over Carbon, 28-7. Okay, and Woods Cross is over Clearfield, 21-0.
We got a real bowl.
So we've got a Juffy Bowl game tonight.
we
Both
do.
of our schools are down by 21, but they're competing against each other without really knowing it. We're going to see what happens in the Juffy Bowl in the second half of each of those games.
Look, all you really want is for a game to be competitive, right?
Yeah.
And the last couple of weeks, that bowl game has not been competitive.
No.
So it's great to see that competition back in it, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels something.
Well, you guys like to talk about your alma maters. I just looked up mine for the fun.
Okay.
And according to Max Preps, the Centennial Patriots of Idaho are losing to the Eagle Mustangs 191-0.
Oh my gosh.
There is no way on this earth that is real. Look, I believe my alma mater would lose. 191? think we got a little fat finger issue going on.
Oh, goodness.
So, I also just had it sourced. It was 8 to 10 bats
That's an infestation.
That's an infestation
8
of
to 10.
bats.
He's curious. Davis, didn't they hang 80 like a week ago?
They did. It wasn't 191, though.
Not 191, but not far off. They've got 42 first-half points tonight. Traden Bessinger has 6 touchdown passes. He's making a case for the first-half MVP of the season.
Traden Bessinger is probably the best quarterback that doesn't get talked about.
Yeah.
He had a great year last year as a sophomore.
Yeah.
Coming back, as for those on the stream, Alta just scoring late in that first half. So good news for the Hawks is that now 21-12 with a point after try to come up.
I agree with you. Traden Bessinger is very good. He gets the benefit of throwing to Bodie Sparrow, but he does it with everybody. I mean, he spreads that ball around. That's a really, really fun Davis offense to watch. And they seem like they have found something in the last 2 or 3 weeks that it's coming together. Davis looks like a different team than what we saw week 1 against Lehigh.
This one's an interesting one. I just want to get this out there. It feels like in recent years, East has played Valor Christian quite a bit. We saw how impressive East was last week in their win over Alta. 16-7, Valor Christian with the lead at East, but a nice battle by the Leopards in an out-of-state game.
Riverton, they get that big first win last week, I believe, and now they're back. It's 7-0. They are at Pleasant Grove, and it's the Silver Wolves with the lead. Coach Freeland, he's been close. They have been just right there, scratching at the door all year long. That's a team that maybe learned how to win a little bit last week. That's a big step for them as a program.
Interesting battle in this one. Weber's been off to a really good start. They're taking on Granger tonight. That game tied at 7. Granger got their first win of the year last week. Good to see the Lancers in a great battle against a really good team from Region 1.
Really good team from Region 1. And Granger's another team that has a ton of talent as well, that they just got to put those pieces together. Our favorite 3A team, I don't know if I should say that, but one of our favorite 3A teams.
No, you said it.
My favorite, look, anybody who gets to claim Taggart's Grill as part of their jurisdiction, yeah, they're my favorite 3A team. Morgan, 56-0 at halftime over Kearns.
Tough year for Kearns.
Yeah.
We'll update you, Corner Canyon Skyridge. We talked about that game earlier. Last check, 21-14. Corner Canyon with the lead. Remember, this is a team without their starting running back, without their starting receiver, who's gonna go P5, no doubt. I saw some wins this week of where he may.
A lot of USC wins. That Southern California wind.
Yeah, it's looking good for Fight On. But Krishan Lee with a couple touchdown receptions tonight. Helima Kasuga with a rushing touchdown as well. They scored inside of a minute to go in that first half for Corner to take the lead. Helima Kasuga, we talked about this a little bit. He kind of has to be Mr. Do-It-All, right?
Yeah, he has to. I mean, that's what he's got to do. I think he was their leading rusher last week, if I'm not mistaken. He was for most of the game anyway. And that's, I think, what the recipe is for that offense. It's Helima Kasuga. A battle of early 2000s powerhouses, Highland at Skyline.
Yeah.
Highland gets a rebound. I mean, they had a tough loss last week, but a really strong start to the season. Highland is up 28-6 over the Eagles at the half.
Jeff, what's maybe most surprising to you when you look at kind of what has transpired on this Friday night?
Well, for me, right now it's Ridgeline over Green Canyon. The way that Nate Dolly and that offense have been able to go, it's 18-7 at the half. Green Canyon did get a late score to pull that game a little bit tighter. But the way that Nate Dolly and that offense have been able to go against a really stingy Green Canyon defense and to do it on the road, that was a surprising outcome. I'm maybe not necessarily surprised that Ridgeline has the lead, but I'm surprised at how they have the lead. I thought that would have to be a really kind of gross football, really defensive, lot of turnovers, who wins in the trenches. But Nate Dolly's been able to get things going through the air and on offense.
I actually thought that was going to be the best game of the night. So I like you. I'm surprised. I'll tell you, that Manti, the Manti start for me is just like, whoa. Thought that game would be competitive, and it has been all Templars. Again, that one 34-7 at the break. How about West Alta? This game's still going. We got games getting ready to come back to start the second half. Going to be a late night at Alta as the West Panthers with it here near midfield, trying to extend their lead.
It looks like West is clearly making a point to get Jackson Tuala involved tonight. It feels like every time we come out to West, Tuala is getting the ball. He hasn't been as much of a factor in that offense. Chachi Pan has done his thing. There's been some other guys. Feels like Tuala is a really key part of the game plan tonight against his former team.
I don't think we talked about this game. Lehigh Harriman?
No,
10-0
somehow
Pioneers with the lead?
Yeah, somehow we missed that. Good for Harriman keeping that one tighter than I expected them to.
Yeah, great for Harriman. Another one that we'll talk about a little bit is well, let me ask you a question first, because I love questions.
Yes, great.
If there's a team that you feel like is maybe not being talked about much, maybe a little undersold through the first half of the year, who would you say that team is?
Oh, I feel like we do a pretty decent job of talking about those teams for the most part.
Well, I got some bad news for you, Jeff.
Okay, tell me, because I don't know who you're thinking.
I'd go Richfield. I think this Richfield team is really good. They're taking on Kanab tonight.
Yeah.
28-14, Wildcats out in front of the Cowboys at the break.
That's a big deal. Kanab doesn't lose very many football games.
They don't, and it hasn't been the same Kanab team to start this year as in recent years. But I think that Richfield team is really, really talented.
Yeah.
And I think for me, some of it was this could be a big resume builder to really determine how good they are. They've dropped over 35. I think their lowest scoring game is 36, if I recall.
Yeah.
And I think in 3 of their 4, they're over 40, 42. So that offense continued to have great results for Richfield. Fountain and company for the Wildcats have been really strong.
Gage Yardley is a guy that you need to be watching if you're a college football fan. I legitimately believe he could end up at BYU or Utah. I think he's that good.
Wow.
If not, surely some of the lower level schools in the state. If I'm a Southern Utah school, Utah Tech, SUU, I am all over Gage Yardley trying to get him down south. Very, very good player. And I'm with you. Richfield, we've talked so much about Morgan because of how Morgan has looked. Richfield is right there. They look equally as good in 3A.
Well, here's the question I posed to someone tonight. I said, look, who would win if they played each other, Richfield and Morgan? I don't have an answer.
Would they each win 4A?
Yes. But that's the thing. It's like, if Richfield played Manti, they probably will in a 3A state championship, who would win that game?
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's where, our top 25, we have Manti, at 12 this week?
Morgan, yeah.
Morgan at 12 this week, and Richfield's not in our top 25. And
right.
I'm like, I think that team maybe should be. We do have games coming back from half. Olympus Brighton is back, and I believe Olympus starting with football on that one. Also, we've got Mountain Ridge and Farmington is back, as Mountain Ridge trailing 7-3. They've got it across the 50. Let's head out to Farmington. Oh, flags. It will not be across the 50, but we'll take you there anyway. Mountain Ridge with the ball here to start the second half. Nope. We're going to stay here. Again, we get the gestures. Alta trailing here by 7 is West. They'll just run that out of bounds.
To get to the 35-yard line. So we will have a 3rd and 5 here. No, 3rd and 8, rather. Another generous call for me on the yardage.
Lopati in the top 10 in the country among players of all positions for total yards. And we haven't seen him run a whole lot this game, but we know he can. He's had receivers open, play after play, drive after drive. And they got to keep an eye on that game clock there, Mike.
Game clock at 1. Lopati takes the snap under pressure. Got to get rid of it. Finds a man, none other than Louis Hamilton, to the 10 and makes his way to the 8.
Another great job by Camden Lopati avoiding that sack. Stayed patient in the pocket, and he found an open man in Louis Hamilton. Another great catch for the junior wide receiver.
Louis Hamilton, 4 touchdowns on the year, 3 receiving, 1 rushing. And he takes us out. Lopati over the middle to Chachi Pan for the touchdown. And another beautiful ball from the sophomore, Camden Lopati.
Chachi.
Well, sorry, Mountain Ridge. We're going to hold off again. Let's head over to Viewmont for this Northridge Viewmont 10-7 Knights. Maybe not as high scoring as I thought it would have been, Jeff, but this has been a back and forth battle.
Yeah, I mean, it's been as tight as we thought it would be. Northridge, I'm curious how they have held on to the ball a lot. That Viewmont defense has been on the field a bunch. Do they get tired here in the second half? How does that Northridge offense take advantage?
The Syracuse transfer, back to throw, he's trying to set up a screen near side. He's got his man, and breaking through is Dyson, and he finds the end zone. Touchdown Knights.
Dyson, my goodness. Oh, but there's dirty laundry.
There's flag at the 14-yard line. What is with the touchdowns and the flags tonight?
Vasquez is going to be going over film and saying, "You sure about that? You sure about that?"
The flag's down to the 14-yard line. As it stands, it would have been a 16-yard touchdown, but we'll see what the call is.
Man, just like Moses parting the Red Sea, that was as big enough to get all of Israel through to the end zone. Oh, and the flag is waved off.
Oh, it's waved off, and the Knights get the touchdown.
Oh, my goodness. Must have just fallen out of the pocket there.
So they pick up the flag, and it's a 16-yard score for Dante Dyson.
So you go from touchdown to no touchdown to touchdown. 16-7, Northridge with the lead on the road. We're going to take a break as you're listening to KSL Sports Red Zone.
Find that rhythm again, and just to kind of give the viewers at home a little bit of an experience, there is a head that just keeps floating on like a 10-foot PVC pole. I think it's Wednesday Addams. I don't know.
It's haunting, but
Yeah.
I think they're getting ready for the Halloween spirit.
Farmington
here
is bringing it tonight. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Great catch over the middle there. It looks like that's Fia. No, that's going to be Travis Hoops with the catch.
And it's just those little 8-yard pickups to get the drive going that are so crucial for Farmington. It seems like they can get one of those early on. It usually leads to production down the field.
2nd and 2 coming up here for the Farmington Phoenix. Ball on the 36-yard line. 7:39 left to go in the third. Peterson here will change plays prior to the snap. Little change at the line of scrimmage here for the home side. Peterson will now take the snap. He'll hand it off to Hoops. Hoops up the middle. Takes one down, barrels through, and that's going to be enough, Brian, for the first down.
Nice job by that Farmington offensive line. Coach Dusty McQuivey has been here for a long time. He's done a great job, and something we haven't done yet on the broadcast, but it might need a shout out for the pancake platoon there for Farmington as they get the first down.
1st and 10 coming up here for the Phoenix. Ball on the 41-yard line. Peterson will take the snap. Hoops is going nowhere. He's met in the backfield, and he goes down for a big loss.
And just as I give a shout out to the offensive line, that Sentinel defense rises to the challenge. This is a terrific back and forth game tonight. We're seeing great effort from this Farmington Phoenix team. Coming into this one, you look at the record, and they have played way better than the 0-4 start to their season tonight.
This Farmington team is fired up. They want the win tonight. Peterson again will take the snap, hand off to Lucas Peterson, and he'll run it up. Cuts out to his left, has time and space, and he gets the first down.
Lucas Peterson is an extremely gifted running back in one trait or one attribute, but he does a good job of just being patient and staying with it, and it's a good lesson for any of those young players watching at home. And I have no idea how many young players we have tuning in. I hope a lot, but just stay patient and keep within your feet. Always keep those feet moving as a running back. Great balance, able to pick up a big gain there.
Peterson now on 3rd down. It is 3rd and 7. Ball on the 44. Out quickly to Hoops. Hoops is going nowhere as Mountain Ridge swarms to the ball and brings him down for a huge loss.
Yeah, they've got that one dialed in. The entire secondary, it looked, was closing down on hoops there as they threw that to the outside, and what started off as a promising drive now goes to 4th and very long for Farmington. They're going to punt this one away.
All right, welcome back. Farmington here set to punt. Meanwhile, we've got first half action. Let's head back to Alta in the first half that is going to keep us here till 11 o'clock tonight.
The longest game ever played.
It's the first half. It's 8:30. We got a field goal coming out. We're going to stay for this field goal just because it feels like we should.
Take this one either way.
The 23-yarder from Jack McAllister. Snap is good, kick is up, and that is perfect as the referees signal. And we saw it last week with 000. He did it from 44, and tonight he does it from 23 yards.
Just a phenomenal kicker in 5A Region 6 and puts his team in.
So we've finally reached halftime at Alta.
Deep breaths.
I hope they have like nap pods or something because they got to get some energy back.
Need some 5-hour energy.
That's a 90-minute half.
That's a long half. It feels like a college football half without the commercial breaks.
I hope they brought sleeping bags. Student section, hopefully it was like, sleeping bag night or something. Back to Viewmont, Viking possession, trailing here 16-7 against the Knights.
One off to Tillman, bounces off a couple of tackles and only gets to about the line of scrimmage.
Hard running, but this Northridge defense has been extremely impressive, and I can't wait to see what this third down play is, because as much as I love Breeze, we need a different wind coming this time around.
So 3rd and 10 from the 14. The Vikings will spread it out once more. Longson rolls near side, pressure's coming, throws up, and Tuya's got his first catch, and it's a first down Viewmont.
What a great time to get your first catch, young man. Wow. Great job by Cash Tuya, 6'2", 165. He's not a small target by any stretch, but that breathes life, getting them off the table. We don't have to do CPR on this offense anymore. It's not dead. It's resurrected.
It's Tuya, one of the 4 wideouts, as we mentioned here before, that have over 200 yards receiving on the season. 248 and 4 touchdowns for Tuya going into tonight. Makes his first catch, which was good enough for 13 yards and a first down. So the Vikings spread things out once more. Longson lost the handle on it. Now going to try and create something himself, and actually gets a pretty good gain out past the 35, about 7 on that. That bobbled snap.
That was almost like watching a Peyton Manning run, where he's like, I didn't even know I was going to run, but we made something of it. Great job, Longson, with the 7-yard run.
Able to get it through. Longson, not a lot of rushing yards this season. He did have 113 rushing yards last season for the Vikings.
And that's the whole season.
That is the whole season, though. On the season, he's only got 9 yards because they do factor in the sacks into the rushing yards for the quarterbacks. But second and short, as Longson going to take a shot. It's overthrown. Intended near side for Drez Jensen. And that was Israel Arocha in coverage for the Knights.
Izzy Arocha doing a great job. Got his head around. You know that Viewmont was looking for a flag there. But now you've got a 3rd and short, and they've got to convert. I imagine the ball will be going by land and not by air. Or sea.
They just need to get to the 38-yard line to get a first down. It's 3rd and 2. They got Benji Tolman in the backfield for this one. So I'll hand it off to Tolman, and he's going to be stuffed just shy of it. They're going to spot him 1 yard short, and decision time here for Viewmont.
Coach Jones, it's no decision, it looks like, for me. He's like, we've got the dudes up front. Let's get going. We're Vikings. Skol!
The offense staying out there. It's going to be 4th and 1. The Vikings coming up with a big play here.
Coach Jones likes BYU. He's watched Kalani Sitake.
Pressure comes off the edge. Trying to fight through, and
got her!
Benji's got it! Out to the 39. Benji Tolman gets the first down.
It's like watching Stretch Arm Man right there. Zigging, zagging, getting pulled. He doesn't care. All he sees is the sticks moving on the other side.
Gain of 3 out to the 39, and they pick up the first down. And as we mentioned, the Vikings trying to get past midfield here. They're 11 yards away from it. As Longson rolls to the far side, stops, throws over the middle, it's caught. And here comes Mickens. Lowers the shoulder, but he's going backwards and turns what would have been a 9-yard gain to about a 5-yard gain, but an electric play nonetheless.
You know what? Hashtag worth it. Move, young man. Get out the way, because Kingston Mickens' shoulder is meeting your chest and you're going down.
Just ran over the defender on that one. The 4th catch tonight for Mickens. Gain of 6, spots the ball at the 45, 2nd and 4. And the Vikings pitch it out. Tillman. He's got the edge, got the first down, and he's out of bounds near midfield.
Let's see. 49. Almost did it. Wait. We're going to look a little closer. They're still on their side of the field. Come on.
Just shy of the black stripe here at midfield.
So
Viewmont.
I want to talk a little bit about this Viewmont Northridge game.
Okay.
One, we are the uniform cops.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Self-appointed. Have you seen those Viewmont helmets?
Are they the same as last year with the white horns? Yeah.
It's a good helmet.
It's a clean look.
It's a really good helmet. But what I really want to talk about was Kingston Mickens. I mean, we just saw him a couple plays ago.
Yeah.
Lower the shoulder. Jeff, you're big in recruiting.
Yeah.
What do you like about Mickens? What do you hear about Mickens?
Yeah, he's big and he's fast, and that's the first thing that it takes, right? I mean, it sounds so self-explanatory, but that's the first thing that it takes to pop onto a college coach's radar is you've got to look like you're the best player on the field when you're on the field, and that's what Kingston Mickens looks like. He passes the eye test right away. Now, as a football player, it's things like that play right there. You see the physicality, you see the potential, but he did lose 4 yards after trucking that guy. So you've got to see him turn that physicality and that athleticism into consistent positive plays. All of the talent is there, and that's what I hear from college coaches, is that this kid is just really raw, but he's got every tool that he needs to be very, very good.
I remember seeing him as a youngster. We were talking about this while that play was going on. He has put on weight, and good weight.
Yeah,
he's a lot bigger now than he was 2-3 years ago. That's a good thing. I mean, you talk about the tools. Do teams like him offensively or defensively? Because he does play both ways for these Knights.
Yeah, I hear a lot about him defensively right now.
As like a safety?
As like a safety prospect. I think immediately on special teams, he's a guy who makes an impact, and then you just figure it out. He reminds me of a guy different in how they play, but Aleva Hifo at BYU, he was a football player. Figure it out. Bronco Mendenhall brought him in and said, he just plays football. I want him in my program, and we'll figure out what to do with him later. I think that's Kingston Mickens.
They got a lot of other talent on that roster. We'll talk about that as the game continues on, as the night continues on. But let's head out to Farmington. Well, we got a 4th down, and Mountain Ridge is going to try a field goal here. It'll be a 37-yarder. See if they can get this back to a 1-point game.
On 4th down, Humanick coming out for the kick. Humanick puts it up, and Humanick gets it. No good! No good from Humanick! It'll stay 7-3!
I don't know where to throw. Pressure comes, and he goes down.
Oh, great job.
And it's Lavalui again in the backfield. Back-to-back tackle for loss for him.
Man, there needs to be a song about that young man. Zion Lavalue! Oh, baby!
I was waiting for that.
You got a sack.
I was waiting for that reference, ladies and gentlemen.
Big 56, he's ready to go. He's coming after your quarterback, oh no!
3rd and 17 now for the Vikings. They need to get to the 30 for a first down. They got trips to the near side. Longson takes a shot up the far side and incomplete. That one intended for Jensen. Broken up, looks by, I think, number 22. That would be Dante Dyson, who has the touchdown. for Viewmont just a little bit ago.
The coaches are looking there. Coach Jones, he's saying that's not the read. Read is to the left. You have 3 guys over there.
Boy, so Viewmont here looking like they're going to have to punt after they had a good drive going, Jeff.
Yeah, one negative play can derail an entire drive, and that's what you saw here. 3rd and 17. Longson has to throw it up to try to move the chains.
Speaking of punting, that's been the night for Brighton. They've had 2 punts to start this second half. You see 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Olympus starting at midfield. This is an Olympus team with Max Rice and others on the offensive side. Really, really loaded offensive side for the Titans.
Yeah, and a big opportunity. I mean, they're up 10-0, and they've really controlled this game against Brighton. If they can find a way to punch this one into the end zone and go up 17-0, third quarter's only got about 3 minutes left, you start playing clock watch a little bit if you're a Brighton fan.
I'm not going to be that guy, but one of the things that we talked about on our 4 downs this week was Region 6.
Yeah.
And how difficult this region was. And I did say, I don't think anyone goes undefeated.
Yeah.
I don't know who wins it, but I think this region is that good. And Olympus, having lost last week, you look at they're near the bottom of the region. Now it's one region game in, but this is a team that lost in week 1 against a team that won in week 1. And both, well, Olympus was competitive. Brighton was pretty dominant in their win. But again, this speaks to how difficult that region is and will be all year long.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to beat each other up in seemingly every single region game. There's 4 or 5 teams that are physical, they're tested, and they could do a lot of really good things.
See, that's a play there where, man, it's like you got green in front of you, you can get the first down,
Yeah,
just take
run.
the 4 yards and extend it, and instead it's now a 4th down, and hey, offense staying on the field here for Olympus.
Listen, the way that Titan defense is played, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a 4th down for Olympus at the Brighton 43. It's 4th and 3. We'll stay here, let you watch this as they shift things up here, do the Titans, and look like maybe a quick kick. That'll be the case. So Olympus does punt it away. Nice angle kick back inside the 10. Boy, that's how you do it right there. Moose would be proud.
Moose would be proud. Little pooch kick inside the 10-yard line. You cannot draw it up.
Can you imagine if Moose were there? He had all sorts of songs for that one.
Especially tonight.
Especially tonight. He had a pregame meal of some sort. Ridgeline Green Canyon, here's an update in that game. 18-14. The Wolves with an early touchdown in that second half to get back to within 1 possession. Good bounce back from Green Canyon.
Yeah, you'd love that Green Canyon defense. If that offense can find a way to make this a 1-possession game, you may be looking at like, hey, who has the ball at the end? They've got to slow down Nate Dawley. Graham Livingston has had a huge game for Ridgeline. How does that offense respond?
Northridge is back inside the shadow of their own end zone, and how about that? Bailed out with a flag on a deep ball. Boy, that's a big call on what was a 3rd and 15 for the Knights.
Ooh, yeah, just tough. That's a tough call. I think it was the right call, but that's a tough call.
Did you hear that, folks? Mark the date and time, 8:42 on September 13th. Truly, it is a Friday the 13th when Jeff Hansen is applauding a call.
Oh, well, let's not get carried away. I said it was the right call. I'm not going to applaud it.
Well,
that's for sure.
I presume when you said the right call, that's what you meant.
Nah, hey, refs did their job. Good job.
There you go. Desert Hills, Pineview, Crimson Cliffs and Desert Hills is back from half. Brighton with a big play. They just got across the 50, and they've been inside Olympus territory. They haven't been able to convert, but we'll keep you apprised of that one as well. In fact, let's go to it now.
Especially when you have been up by 10 for the for at least this entire third quarter.
Absolutely.
Powerpoise trying to pass it once again. They get it to Beams on that out route, and he breaks tackles, and he's past the 30-yard line. Olympus has no answers for that specific route.
Yeah, they need to find something to counter that. I mean, it's one of the simple routes, and it's getting them first downs almost every time they throw that.
At some point, I think you have to put a double.
Harris accelerating, 1 man to beat, beats him with a juke move, and he's tripped down at the 19-yard line as Chase Harris goes for a big gain for Northridge.
Wow, from the shadow of their end zone.
Or if they go back to it. Palpoy has it. He's under pressure by Sheets. He gets it out to Gustafsson on the screen. He's at the 20-yard line. He breaks a tackle, and that'll be nearly a first down. It looks like it is a first down for Brighton, and they're in business.
And wow, just great job by Brighton there, the blocking and the weaving. Very good offensive possession for them.
Olympus just looks tired here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Olympus try and take a timeout sometime soon. Palapoi has, and it looks like that'll be a false start.
And so I'll hand this one off. As Fresquez will take it this time. And he gets it out to the 15. Gain of about 4.
This is just two very fun teams watching it. They're so evenly matched, and it can go one way or the other very quickly. You can see it just from that run, and Viewmont is just selling out on the blitz. When they land, it's a beautiful thing. When they don't, it's disaster.
3:38 counting in our third quarter. Northridge on the door once again here. Last time it was Dyson from 16 yards for a touchdown. They'll hand this one off. Fresquez almost corralled in the backfield and still able to fight for about 3 or 4 yards there.
My goodness, what does he eat for breakfast? Just nails? He's tough as can be.
And he's got the speed to go with it too as he turns what would have been a loss of 1 into a gain of about 3.
Near the end of this third quarter, Palapoi has 4 receivers out wide. Hartle is in the backfield with him. Palapoi has it. He's looking to pass, and he's under pressure. He gets hit, and it is overthrown by Kashke, who was double covered, but there is a flag. It looks like they might be calling that roughing the passer.
Working for Northridge, but here comes third down. Nye sets up the screen, far side, and good coverage over there by Zach Anderegg, and I think it's just shy of the line to gain.
That was a pretty intense blocking by the O-line. Some would have called it a hold. I probably would have, but the refs would not have.
And another critical moment here. It's 4th and 1. And it looks like the Knights
are
at least going
for
to
it.
fake, or at least show that they're going to go for it here.
I'd only believe if they're going for it if Harris or Ortiz was in the backfield, and it looks like Harris is right there.
Harris in the backfield. Here comes Fresquez. High snap. It's bottled up in the backfield. Did he get to the line? He did not. The Vikings hold.
My goodness gracious, this defense.
You mentioned it in the first half. Bend, don't break.
My goodness.
And that's what the Vikings did is they hold.
They've gotten surprised twice tonight, for sure.
How about that 4th down stop by Viewmont?
Big stop when they needed it most. That offense has not been able to get going. Had they gone down 3 scores, I don't know if they can come back with the way they've been playing so far.
You want stops. Brighton was across the 50. They got inside the red zone again, and again they had a 38-yard field goal. Missed, Jeff. They missed one at the end of the first half. They missed one in the third quarter. That game's still 10-0 for the Titans.
Yeah, the longer this goes, the more those Olympus fans are feeling it. Hey, they got an upset brewing.
They could certainly have one. Meanwhile, Viewmont will have the ball. We're going to toggle you between a couple games. We got Crimson Cliffs and Desert Hills. The Desert Hills Thunder inside the red zone, tied up at 14 in the third quarter. They've got it. We'll also toggle between Mountain Ridge and Farmington. Farmington, the offense just coming back out on the field. But let's go down to Desert Hills taking on Crimson Cliffs.
Come with a blitz that was probably there.
Yeah.
But they blew it dead. So
yeah.
we don't know. Foytolo maybe would have saw it if he hadn't heard the whistle.
Now hopefully they're telling Garrett, okay, if you see the single safety high, and now they're matched up.
All right, timeout there. Beautiful timing. Let's go to Farmington. And Farmington are getting ready to punt.
We really timed this well.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. You want to update us on the Juffy Bowl? Have you seen that?
I have not seen the Juffy Bowl.
Your Falcons are representing, Jeff.
Ooh, we're making a run?
They scored. They scored.
Okay, that's big.
So it's a difference of score differential, right?
Correct.
So last check, it was 35-7 Emory over Carbon.
Okay.
Last check, it's 28-7 Woods crossover Clearfield.
Hey, I'm looking pretty good right
Those
now.
Falcons.
Syracuse, Bingham, quick update there while everybody is at timeout. It's a field goal battle. Really not a battle. Syracuse is kicking a bunch of field goals. It's 9-0.
Wow.
Like a really solid baseball game up there at Syracuse.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a Pirates game. But
Yes.
I've got a friend who will love that one. East continuing to battle back. Remember, they trailed early. They were being shut out. That game's now 16-13 Valor Christian. Leopards representing well. And, I want to update my alma mater. I said 191-0 was not accurate. So I just want to, take a little moment to update all you out there. I know you care about my alma mater. Still reported 191-0.
Hey, maybe it is right.
It is not right.
We don't know.
All right, we got action coming back. In fact, hey, it's almost 9 o'clock. You know what that means? We're getting ready to start the second half at Alta. They are coming out for warm-ups in what has been the longest game of the season. Olympus with it into Brighton territory, and Farmington here getting ready to punt. But let's head back down to Desert Hills. On a 4th down, Desert Hills trying to take the lead here in the third quarter.
I don't think Nephi Sewell played a second half his freshman year because he'd always had like 6-7 touchdowns.
Field goal attempt here is going to be a 31-yarder.
Yeah, this is big.
And this will break the tie on the opening drive of the second half, and it's long enough and it's good.
Again, you got to get points coming out of the half. That's a fantastic play right there.
And that is a big-time kick by Hayden Porter. I enjoyed, from 2017 to 2021, I was with the SUU broadcasts up there when Mike Needham and Mike Sharp were kind of in the glory days with Ed Lamb.
Well, you had Mike Needham, you had Mike Sharp.
Okay, Desert Hills there with the lead. Let's take you back to Viewmont. Vikings with the football starting at their own at their own 49-yard line.
From the 49-yard line and a lot of motion here on Viewmont. This will back it up. We have false start on Viewmont. Back it up to the 44-yard line. And with the clock winding down, Moose, we're now in the final quarter here. A critical drive here for the Viewmont Vikings.
Very critical. You see in high school, you can have an 8-minute drive. I've seen it before.
Longson throws far side. It's got Kingston Mickens, but it's right at the line of scrimmage, though. Maybe a gain of a half yard. Now brings up 3rd down.
Man, these snaps have been tough for Longson tonight. They're all over the place, and he keeps on going down. It's hard to go down, get back up, and get all that stuff going and stay connected to the timing, because a lot of this offense, it's timing football. It's a West Coast concept where it's maybe take a step, get the ball out, and hit him right in stride.
So a big 3rd down here for Viewmont, 3rd and 6. Longson rolls out. Still trying to buy time, gets away from a tackle, finds Tuya, but he's about a yard shy. We'll see where they mark it. It looks like back at the 49-yard line. And it brings up 4th and 1.
This is where big money's made. You've got to go for it at this point.
Offense going to stay out there as the Vikings don't have too many possessions left in this one. They need to get going. If they want back in at 4th and 1 here from the 49, they got to get past midfield for the 1st down. Longson, hands off, and 1st down yardage, as that's Benji getting it done for the Viewmont Vikings.
Man, great run right there by Benji. He's 5'8", 195 pounds.
Able to just leap over the pile there for Tolman, and it's a new set of downs here for Viewmont.
Almost like a Mike Tolbert back there. You're just like, man, you're a bowling ball. Shoot it through the cannon of the Viking ship to the 1st down. And he says, yes, sir.
8th play of the drive here for Viewmont. 1st and 10. Longson still looking for somewhere. Oh, off the heads, and it's intercepted. Off the hands of Jensen and into the hands of Israel Arocha for the turnover.
Israel Arocha, wow, way to go. Jensen is pretty frustrated, controls himself till he gets to the sidelines. And
boy,
Man.
If you're Vic the Viking, you hate to see that, right?
Yeah.
Little bit of momentum and then just the deflection.
Longson puts the ball on his receiver's hand,
Yeah.
little high, tough catch, and ends up in an interception.
Well, we're going to take a break. We got approaching the top of the hour. Coming up here, we'll step aside, be back. You're listening to the Friday Night Red Zone on KSL Sports.
The season that leads the Knights. And Northridge handing it off to Ortiz. Gains 9, and he's over 100 yards rushing tonight.
I felt like I barely saw Ortiz in this third quarter. Then it's like, oh yeah, the best running back on the team. There he is.
Gains 9 on first down. His number wasn't called a whole lot in that third quarter, although Viewmont had the ball for most of the third quarter.
Yeah.
That could be the reason why.
Could be.
Northridge only had two drives. They got the short field on the touchdown and then turned it over in the red zone. They'll hand it off to Ortiz once more. This time, good pursuit from Viewmont. It's right at the line again. We'll see if they'll give him the first down.
I don't know if they are.
I think they may measure this one. Nope, it is a first down.
Okay. I was going to say, this isn't the NFL. We don't need measurements. Let's just eyeball that.
Spotted at the 35-yard line, first down, Northridge.
As crazy as it is, this is a very important series. If they can get the stop here and get the ball back, Viewmont's got a shot.
The Knights with a 10-point lead, coming up on 9 minutes to play. Northridge in no hurry to move this football.
They may just wait. Oh.
San Fresca's in motion. He'll get it on the jet sweep, but met by the Vikings. Moore, first one here on the near side, gain of 2. Get it out to the 37-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 8. But for much as we talked about the Viewmont defense, Northridge's defense has been shut down all night long.
Absolutely. They're just breaking and breaking and breaking and not bending at all.
2nd and 8. Handoff Ortiz. Has a lane up the middle. Gains about 6, and we'll bring up 3rd and 2 here.
Right down the middle has been real nice for this Northridge team. Viewmont's got to get a stop here. They've got 2 of the biggest D linemen in 5A raring to go. Might need to do a little bit of a pinch to get into the heart of that offensive line.
Everybody at the line of scrimmage here. Ortiz in the backfield as he gets the carry, and he's swallowed up in the backfield. Willoughby and Cook get in the backfield.
Now, this is where you play it safe, get rid of the ball, bring the puncher out.
Say good pressure there from Viewmont, forces the punt unit on for Northridge, and the Vikings will get another shot here.
So Northridge has used 3 punters this season.
We saw Rylan Rude the last time they punted. They've only punted once so far tonight. This is only the 2nd punt.
It looks like this is Rylan again. Let's see what you can do with your bait.
Vikings show pressure at the line and delay a game again. We saw this on the last punt as well. It'll be back up the Knights 5 yards.
Dude, Monday practice, they're just going to have Rylan look at the clock. Rylan, see the clock?
We've only seen 2 delay of game penalties for either team tonight, and they've both been on the punts for Northridge.
Man, that's not good for the brand, I'll tell you that right now. Come on, Ryland. Let's be better.
They get the snap off this time as Rude will kick this one away. Good kick. It's going to land around the 23 and bounce out of bounds.
You know what? I'll forgive him after that. That was a great punt. Good job. In the 20, it looks like? Are we going to the 18?
18.
All right, Ryland.
So he takes 2 delay of game penalties, but he gets both of his punts inside the 20.
Take all the delay of games you want.
Welcome back. 4th quarters in a lot of our games. We've got final moments, and big-time players make big plays in big games, and a chance for a lot of big-time players to make big plays here to close out games, Jeff.
Well, and it starts with this Brighton offense. They have not been able to get anything going offensively. But here's their best opportunity, I think, of the night so far, and maybe the most important. 10 minutes left in the game, and Brighton has the ball at the Olympus 20-yard line. They have got to find a way to put points on the board.
And this has been right around where they've stalled, right? They missed a 38-yarder moments ago, about a 35, 38-yarder late in the first half. This is right where that Olympus D has really started to lock them up. See if Brighton can get a little bit of traction. This feels like they need to capitalize off a drive.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get points for sure. If they can get a touchdown, then they start looking at this and saying, hey, okay, one stop, and maybe we win this game.
And I think with this running game and this defense, this is a team that I think I feel like this team should be competing for a 5A state championship this year.
Yeah.
And so this is one where it's like you're going to have tough games. You got to figure out how to, grit through and grind through. This is, it's really easy to say this from the studio. This is closer to October weather than it is August weather, right? You've got to find a way to get an offense moving in difficult weather circumstances. It's not raining, it's not snowing, it is a little chilly, but you're going to have games like this in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're going to have to. And throughout the rest of this region. We've already talked about it tonight, but this region is going to be tough.
Yep.
There are 4 or 5 teams that will beat each other up every week. You got to find a way to win these if you're going to win that region.
Meanwhile, Viewmont got to stop. Viewmont's on the offensive end. Viewmont has a big play just across the 50. Meanwhile, Alta is inside scoring territory, and Farmington approaching the red zone. We got a lot of action going on here to start the 9 o'clock hour. Let's toggle you between all those 3 games.
And it ended up being an incomplete pass.
Yeah, great defense by James Schlendorf there.
Able to push that block back enough to interfere with Gustafsson.
I don't think I've seen that before, Mike.
Like I said, GT, I went to a school with like 200 kids, and I had never seen any kind of out of any kind. No out. Window out. There was no red out, no white out, nothing.
Well, I don't envy you there, but, it usually stays consistent, if you're going to wear black throughout the whole game or white
Matt
or blue
McKay
or whatever.
on the play into the end zone for another 6 points, and the senior captain gets it done off a beautiful little short pass turn for a 25-yard gain and a touchdown.
McKay's second
for the Brighton Bengals, and this is not what you want. I know they've had success passing the ball, specifically Case Beams over there, but when Palapoy has needed to go downfield this game, that's where he struggled. It's where you see a lot of his overthrows.
Yeah, really his only success has been those out routes to Case Beam.
So Palapoy gets the snap. He hands it off to star running back Mason Hurdle, and he has no room, and he's stopped at that 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long for Brighton.
And the Titans were ready for that. And you could tell they knew they were going to run the ball, and he was wrapped up quickly.
Thomas Malga there once again. He has been everywhere on this field tonight.
Buck did stop with that throw. Longson did see a lane, but he's like, got to stop the clock.
We'll send Mickens in motion. Longson with pressure coming. Stays in the pocket, goes deep, looking for Jensen. Too far, incomplete.
Mickens was like, I was wide open, bro. Give me the ball. And it looks like they're going for it because they basically have to at this point.
Only 4:53 to go. It's a 2-possession game. They do have all 3 of your timeouts left. But they need to get to the 40-yard line of Northridge for a first down.
You don't really have the play dialed up. It's not like, hey, we're going to practice our 4th and 15 plays today. You don't anticipate this, but I'm sure Coach Jones has a favorite play that he used from Tooele to Layton Christian all the way to here to Northridge.
4th and 15. Longson. He's past the line of scrimmage, and that's where he's met by the Northridge defense as the Knights come up with yet another stop.
Man, Northridge Knights, they're just flexing their muscles at this point. Doing a great job, and I love the pressure. It's been really fun.
Wow. Viewmont, man, just can't get the rhythm going.
No, they can't. They just keep stubbing their toe and cannot get out of their own way. And Northridge, credit to them. That defense has been, they've stepped up when they've needed it most. A couple of quick score updates for you, Dane. Corner Canyon, they are up 31-14. Third quarter's about to end out at Sky Ridge. And then Green Canyon, they made it 14-18. And it's now 32-14. Ridgeline is all over.
As you see Crimson Cliffs just scoring. How about the replay? Oh, goodness, McCord Christensen. Look, I don't know if you saw the top 5, but I did a little linguistic play on trucks. I called him a Mack truck.
Yeah.
McCord.
Okay.
There's a little, you got to be imaginative, but it works. Crimson Cliffs taking the lead over Desert Hills. And meanwhile, we got to update you on this. Brighton, they got inside the red zone. They had 1st and 10 from, I think, the 11. A penalty put them in 2nd down. They couldn't convert 2nd down, no gain on a run. 3rd down, incomplete. We bring out the field goal unit, and another missed field goal from Brighton. It's 10-0 Olympus. That game has 8 minutes to go. It's Olympus football. Upset brewing.
Yeah, you talk about stubbing your toe, and that's
literally
been the Brighton
for the
offense.
kicker. You stub it on the football, and figuratively because the offense just hasn't been able to get it going.
Yeah, another score update. Bingham finally gets on the board out at Syracuse. Little over 7.5 minutes left in that one, and the Titans are clinging to a 9-7 lead in the 4th quarter.
Bountiful Bonneville, that game's still tight. Let's take you out to Farmington. They added a field goal. You can see it's 10-3. Mountain Ridge with the football. How about this Farmington defense? Wyatt Bingham and company looked really good the first couple of weeks. Haven't found the end zone at Farmington tonight.
This Farmington defense, they've stepped up. They've stepped up in a big way. They wanted a signature win, and they've got a chance here.
Let's head out to Farmington here with the Sentinels.
Phoenix!
And again, that pressure has been there all night long from the right side.
Looks like that was Porter Boca.
Yeah, I was going to say, number 89 again, doing a good job and gets the deflection.
2nd down coming up. Bingham gets it out quick. Twilley with the catch and immediately brought down, but a good gain by Lincoln Twilley on 2nd down.
Yeah, a great job there by that Farmington defender to get him down quickly as Porter Boca had gotten loose again. And now on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, Mountain Ridge will need to pick it up again at the 50-yard line with 2:24 left to play.
Ball at the 50, the 3rd down snap. Bingham drops back. He's going deep, and it is incomplete. But a flag comes out. The late flag comes out. The ball falls to the turf, and the fans here at Farmington are letting it be heard that they are not happy with that call.
Yeah, and we're going to have a conference of the officials here. And I wonder if maybe this one will get waved off, as I think the back judge had a bit better view than the side judge. We'll see what the officials decide, but regardless, that's a big, this is a very decisive play. Okay, so it is a pass interference penalty against Farmington, and that's going to give Mountain Ridge a 1st down, and the crowd not happy with that one. It was far enough away from my side where I couldn't see enough going on. But nevertheless, Mountain Ridge drive continues.
A huge call here down with 2:15 left to go in the 4th. A pass interference has the Sentinels inside Phoenix territory with the 1st down. Bingham will drop back, going over the top, and it is intercepted! Intercepted by the Phoenix! The ball is coming the other way as he goes and catches it in the end zone!
What a monster play from this Farmington defense. They've stood tall all game long. Right there, that may have been the game sealer. He's able to reel it in on the deep pass. Farmington has 2:09 left on the clock to kill right now, Alex, and it looks like it's about to be a fire time in Farmington.
Ball intended for number 33, Caden Runyon, and it is intercepted inside the end zone. The ball is coming the other way. The Farmington Phoenix with a huge play. 2:09 left to go.
Boy, what a turn of events. We saw Mountain Ridge capitalize on the initial deep pass with a penalty, and then tries to go back to it again in the immediate turnover.
Ball given to Peterson. Peterson still barreling through as he carries 3 defenders with him to the 1st down.
And from Farmington, that clock's going to keep turning, but As a Mountain Ridge defender slow to get up here.
And we'll have the staffs here at Farmington High School run on to take a look at the player down on the turf at the moment. So we'll take a step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network.
Wow. First of all, that I don't like that PI call.
No.
But that's in the past.
But ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. Farmington with a chance to close it out. Meanwhile, in the Northridge Viewmont game, Viewmont threw the ball up. Northridge had a beautiful interception. Nay. Possession staying with the Vikings as a penalty on that play. So Vikings still with it, trailing by 10. Time becoming a challenge in a lot of our games, including this one.
Yeah, Viewmont's got to find a way to get chunk yards, move down the field quickly. I think let's get out to Bountiful and see what Viewmont does with this drive.
2nd and 10 upcoming, 1:53 left in the game. Keeping an eye on some of the games that are around the state. Just up north of us, Farmington and Mountain Ridge. That's a 10-3 game. The Phoenix with a lead. That one in the 4th quarter as well. 2nd and 10 here. Longson has a little bit of time, now rolls, and then he'll just scoot out of bounds. Gain of 2.
Man, escorted out. The running back didn't quite get a block at all. Just said, ole, little matador out there. But Longson did a great job getting out of bounds and preserving the clock, because that's one of the most important things going on. You can score a touchdown, do an onside kick, but you can't have your running back ole-ing anymore.
1:46 now to play. Now 3rd down here for Viewmont. Ball's at the 39-yard line. They need to get to the 46 for a first down. Longson to throw. Pressure comes up the middle. And Longson stays on his feet. Lows near side looking for Mickens. Incomplete.
That may have been a pass interference if I was going to call it, but I'm not on the field.
Arocha in coverage for the Knights. And 4th down for the Vikings.
Great job by Longson getting out of that pressure, getting his feet set, giving Kingston a chance, but unfortunately, there was no flag or anything.
Well, I'll give credit to the Northridge secondary. They have bottled up all of these receivers tonight. Even with Longson extending the play, Mickens was covered well over here on the near side.
A Rocha like a La Rocha. My goodness.
So 4th down here for Viewmont. 1:36 to play. Need to get to the 46. Longson rolls out. Fires over the middle. It's got to you. First down inside the 35.
They're saying poor Coach Jones down here with his Achilles. He's running as fast as his little legs can take him.
The clock stops to reset the ball, and then it'll start going. 1:28.
Oh, there's an injured player on the field, though.
We got an injured Knight down, though, at the 25. So that'll stop the clock with 1:25 to play. The Vikings trying to still get something going here. We'll step aside and be back in just a moment.
On the play clock and why it was allowed to tick down so much, other than the potential of having an injury timeout, and maybe there's an obscure rule that I just don't know of or not aware of. But that is really just catapulted the chances for Mountain Ridge kind of out of distance, because with 1:06 left, first down, and you only have 2 timeouts, your ability to stop the clock at this point gets very, very, very tight.
Still some conversations to be had about the situation here. They move Farmington back. Now they move him back. Timeouts.
Yeah, fortuitous for the Vikings right there.
As the clock stops for the injury timeout, so the Vikings get to settle down and make a play here. They're at the 31-yard line, 1:25 to play. They still have all 3 of their timeouts. But they need to find the end zone in a hurry. Longson stays in the pocket, taking a shot for the end zone. Mickens makes the catch. He's in the end zone.
And that is why he's the king. Kingston Mickens, my goodness. Every college in the country is saying, we want some more of that. Triple coverage, who cares? You've got King.
I don't know, man.
All the pass interference we've seen called tonight.
I'm bigger than you, and I know it. And look, good on Kingston. I'm not going to take that away.
Go make a play. Make the ref make a play.
Olympus was driving. They had this just outside the 20. A deflection that was picked off, and now Brighton with it again with 5:15 to go.
I said before that play, Dane, I think this one's over. And then Brighton goes and pulls off a big interception.
You want to take any more jinxes on or off the table?
Big sack by Olympus. So I still think this one's over. Just over a little bit differently than maybe how we got there, or how I thought it was going to get there.
Time of premium. You see that clock, 5 minutes and counting. Brighton still scoreless. That's the thing to me that just, we've seen this Olympus defense. It is good. But the fact that they have locked up this Brighton ground game, Hurdle's been a stud all year. We talked about he's averaging over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah. Really shows the versatility of this Olympus team.
Yeah.
I mean, last week they're in a shootout with West, lose 40-38, and today they're pitching a shutout against Brighton at home. This team's gritty, man. They can win in different ways.
And you see it's going to be 3rd and long. Meanwhile, Farmington, let's head out to the Phoenix.
Change at the line of scrimmage here prior to the snap. 10-3. Phoenix lead. Peterson bounces out to his left. He's going nowhere as he's wrestled. He escapes! He escapes and he gets the first and he breaks through and he's going to take it all the way. Lucas Peterson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And in the most dramatic fashion, Farmington are gonna walk away with their first win of the season.
Pandemonium here as Peterson just keeps those legs churning. And the Lambert Phoenix.
What a touchdown run at Farmington. That play looked bottled up.
Yeah, that was a man's run. And then to take it to the house, to have the closing speed, to score, whoo! That's a big game-sealing touchdown run.
Sheets! The interception for Olympus! Oh, my goodness.
He's still going. He's still on his feet. This is quite the return. Sheets from Olympus. He's running from one side of the field to the other.
He was in our top 5 a couple weeks ago. He had the blocked punt, recovered for the touchdown, and then the pick 6 8 seconds later. This young man, this kid's an absolute stud. One of their top tacklers.
Yep.
He's a roamer. But, man, I mean, Brighton got that ball back. You think, oh, here's an opportunity, 3rd and 15, and they give it right back. That Olympus D standing tall again.
And Stan, like I said, I mean, I think Olympus had this game. It's over. Just a windy path.
I can't believe our producer just took us away from that. I mean, Jeff just guaranteed we got a big play coming up here, and nay, we're heading elsewhere. Alta, we will get back to this game as you see. Little mini conference there. All we need is the conference table. West, they were up big in this one. Meanwhile, as
I believe this is an onside kick at Viewmont, and I think Viewmont might have the ball. 17-13 Northridge.
That's a lot of presumption, Jeff.
I think that's what's happening here. This is the most important reffing that we've seen so far today.
I don't know, because Coach Jones doesn't look as exuberant as I think he would be if they had possession. Yeah, illegal touching.
Oh.
So, come on. I mean,
they did have the ball.
Everyone just breathe.
I don't want to breathe.
Look, here's the deal. The rule is written so that you can't get onside kicks. I know people will disagree, but that's the reality. Unless it's almost got to be a miracle these days for that to even be considered. This West defense has played really strong, Jeff. Remember, this Alta defense, West went like bang, 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 end zone. This is a one-possession game.
Yeah, Alta's figured some things out here in the second half. They've kept it close, and now offensively, like we've seen from Alta so many times this year, The second half Hawks look like a different team.
And in this game, it was the inverse of last year. Alta West were back and forth first half, and then the West defense absolutely shut down Alta as the West offense continued to score inverse tonight. But you see a 4th and short here for Alta. This is a big, big call for the Hawks.
Brown takes the snap, throws over the middle, and incomplete. Intended for Trevin Fabrizio. Good coverage by number 8, Jared Chase. And a turnover on down, GT. That was, you would think maybe a handoff in that situation.
Yeah.
Okay, big turnover on downs there, but that is correct. It's third quarter. Plenty of time left in that one. Let's head back down south. Crimson Cliffs with the lead, 21-17, and they've got it here at the Desert Hills 24-yard line.
It's a line.
I think I'm going to take a shot here.
We'll see. Share it. Yep, you're right. Taking a shot. Ball in the air. One-on-one, Alofapo, Malachi Alofapo, touchdown behind the defense, and Crimson builds on the lead.
There's no safety help, and eventually you're going to have to give that up.
25-yard touchdown, share it to Alofapo.
That's just all that is just, I'm going to beat you.
Alofipo, nice catch there. Want to clarify, Alofipo.
Yeah, another college player in the state that a lot of people don't know about, but he will be playing Division I football.
Good on Farmington. We've seen them in so many close games, just not be able to pull it out late. You see this one now, final 17-3, the win for the Phoenix at home. Good for Coach Coates and company.
It's a Farmington team that has been right there so many times. They got an early lead, and they never let it go. They got to play from ahead, and they haven't been able to do that much this year.
We've got Olympus. They've got a third down, trying to salt this one away. Inside of 4 to go.
Room, and he slides down.
Stayed in bounds there, and the clock is running.
Looks like he's just short of the first down marker, but he does keep the clock running and makes Brighton burn that last time out. Nice decision by Max Rice right there.
Head out on the field. Charge to the Bengals, their first time out of the second half.
And the question now is...
We're going to head out to Viewmont, but first let's go to our beat reporter, Jeff Hansen, with an update.
Bingham at Syracuse, 32-yard field goal with a minute left to take a 10-9 lead. Coach Tulane, 2 timeouts to ice the kicker. The Bingham kick goes wide right.
No.
Syracuse is lining up in victory formation. They're going to escape with a 9-7 win over Bingham.
Wow.
It's a big win for that Syracuse program.
Huge win for Syracuse.
Yeah. This is a young team, new era of Syracuse football. And look, I get it. The Bingham isn't the Bingham of old. They're going to move to 1-4, but that's still Bingham, and that's a big win.
It still says Bingham across the chest. I mean, what was the reaction when Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame?
Exactly.
It's still Notre Dame. This is still Bingham.
Yeah.
And for that Syracuse team, remember they got an early win. They beat Harriman. It was like, you can kind of see there's a foundation there for Coach Tulane. That's a big win for the Titans. Congratulations. Let's head out to Olympus. A 4th down. Olympus trying to pull off a play here to seal a win against the Brighton Bengals. There's a flag coming in here. They're going
to do some reffing.
It's on Olympus, yeah. False start there. Do you kick it here, Jeff? Make it 13?
Well, now 4th and 8.
There's one. Why? It doesn't do anything. I say you go for it. I know it's 4th and 8, but for me it's like it's still, 329 touchdown and field goal versus
it takes away
touchdowns?
the touchdown and a field goal to tie it. Now they got to score 2 touchdowns to win. I don't know. 4th and 8 just feels tough to get the way that this has gone offensively.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll take a look at this kick, and that one is good. 13-0 Olympus. 3:29 left to go. The Titans have Brighton in a corner.
That's tough. I'm impressed with this Olympus defense.
Super impressed.
Now, there's been some self-imposed things there by Brighton. There's been some ill-timed penalties in the red zone, things like that. But this Olympus defense, my goodness.
Well, and this is where, frankly, you talk about kicking game and special teams. This is where those things are huge. Had a lot of we saw 3 missed field goals. If those are touchdowns, or even if you convert those, and right now it's 13-9, you have an opportunity. Instead, it's 2-possession game, 3:29 to go.
Viewmont has the ball. I don't know how much time is left. They got to go 95 yards in not very much time. I think we get out to Bountiful to see what happens.
51 seconds. Longson quickly rolls out, fires, Scott his man, Mickens weaving through and gets out of bounds near the 20.
Wow. What about 9 seconds, though?
43 seconds remaining. First down at the 19-yard line.
That clock is ticking. You've only got 30 seconds now. Get the play in, maybe a second.
They can go over the middle, but it has to be a first down, though. The clock would stop, and they'd have to go down and spike it. They'll send trips to the near side. Tolman in the backfield is Longson. Throws over the middle. Scott Chuya out of hands and deflected.
It
almost picked off by Carson Brent.
Went through the hands of two Knights, and both of them are like, goodness gracious, there's a reason we're not receivers.
They've got one interception tonight.
There's only 39 seconds left if Dane Stewart is wondering.
39 seconds left. 2nd and 10 from the 19. Trips to the near side. Longson, pressure coming. Able to step out of it. Buying time. Throws near side. Mickens trying to make a one-handed catch. Incomplete.
Oh. Ate up some more clock. Now we're going to 3rd down. These two teams are just so evenly matched. I love it.
It's been a fun one so far. Both these teams have battled it out. It was 7-7 for most of the first half. The Knights got a field goal just before the half to make a 10-7 lead at the break. A recovered kickoff to start the second half gave them their touchdown that has the lead right now.
Like everyone says, special teams, the most important third of the game.
It's been huge tonight in this one. Longson able to recover that, but pressure's coming. Able to get out of it, throws, and it's intercepted! Picked up by Mackay Solo! Pick 6, and that should do it!
Wow, way to go! Number 6, it looks like. Is that Ortiz?
5.
My bad.
Mackay Solo!
Mackay, what a way to end the game. You look at this team. Going into the game, Fresquez was like, Moose, our DBs are good. I'm like, everyone says that in this state. He's like, no, you don't understand.
Wow. What will be a big, huge win for Northridge. They're going to be they and Roy going to stand atop that region undefeated.
Yeah, great win. On the road, that's a great win.
Jeff did not have that on his bingo card either.
No. My
Jeff
bingo card is
losing
empty.
at bingo tonight. He needs a new card. We're going to take a break. Last break of the night. You're listening to the KSL Sports Red Zone.
He's got quite the stiff arm, and on that last play, took 3 guys to bring him down. So, very dynamic threat at receiver.
Lona is out of the backfield now to the opposite 45-yard line, the initial line of scrimmage. We'll have a 3rd and 10. And it is 9:27 here. I knew I was not going to make it to a Shabbat dinner, GT. I was very confident. 9:27, not going to happen.
It happens. You got to love Friday night dinner, though.
Yeah, you got to love it, but not at 10 p.m., GT. You know,
it is pretty late.
It's a little late for me.
Yeah.
And we're going to go see our good old pal in town after this?
Yeah, funny enough, his name is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, Josh. He is a Bills fan, and we did go out and watch the game yesterday. And as someone who has Tyreek Hill as my WR1 in my fantasy league, I was pretty disappointed with the outcome. However, good for the Buffalo Bills, and their Josh Allen is looking great so far this season.
Bills' first victory of the season after most people took them last week. No, they did. They're 2-0.
Yeah, they beat the Cardinals last week.
The Bengals last week, rather.
Well, the Patriots had a pretty surprising win against Cincinnati. I'm curious to see how they recover from that one.
Josh Allen, though, great guy, loving friend, and we love him.
Love you, Josh. Also, my dear roommate, too.
Dave Thompson on the watch, too?
Yes.
I would assume so. On the big screen in Southern California?
You got to love the 75-inch 4K smart TV. 85, sorry.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Excuse me, 85-inch.
DT's living well.
Spares no expense when it comes to the big TVs.
DT aged like a fine wine. Means GT will probably be following suit, I would assume.
I certainly hope so.
As Tucker Brown here in company on 3rd and 10. And 10-20 and counting here as we work our way into the final minutes of this one from Alta High School. As Brown takes the snap, fires over the middle, and that's caught for a first down. Matt McKay, the senior captain, to the 33-yard line. The Markham of the 30. And a first down for Alta.
Matt McKay is taking advantage of all of his targets tonight. And the Alta offense has been executing so much better here in the second half.
Like a well-oiled machine, Lonez breaks a tackle and makes his way to the 21.
All right, we've got final 30 minutes, Jeff, and Olympus has 1:20 left. They punt this away, leading 13-0. Brighton will get this ball back. No timeouts for the Bengals. Meanwhile, Alta inside the red zone, a chance to take the lead, and Alta does. Touchdown, Hawks.
Could not be more impressed with what we've seen on both sides of the ball from Alta in the second half. They figured some things out offensively. Defense has really cracked down and kept Lopati pretty well bottled up.
Notice no one went over to jump with Matt McKay.
No,
they
learned
no
their
one
lesson.
was going there.
That's not a
Stay
disrespect.
away from number 8.
Yeah, that's not a disrespect thing. That's a livelihood thing.
Look, the saying is live and learn, right? I mean,
you barely lived, now you learn.
barely lived, now you learned. Alta with a chance. Well, Alta is up. Chance here to go up by 3. I like the call here to go for 2. Do you look for McKay here?
I think you look for McKay on every play.
He's lined up just in the slot there. Wide open. Matt McKay doesn't have a defender within 4 yards.
Yeah, if you're not going to guard Matt McKay, they're going to find a way to get him the football. He's just, I don't know what college coaches haven't seen in him at this point.
Maybe it's they don't know what to do with him.
Maybe. I don't know.
And I don't say that as a knock.
I think
it's like, what would you like us to do with him?
So you saw Luke Livingston last couple of years, right? Play wide receiver, play quarterback, do defense. Livingston probably cost himself a shot at a college scholarship when he decided to play quarterback. Doing what's right for the team. I think Matt McKay is kind of in that same boat.
Did you see that Olympus pick?
Yeah.
Brighton going the long shot, in and out of the hands, off the deflection. The Olympus Titans folks have proved Dane right for this week. Brighton going to fall, and so that means there will be, well, maybe 2 teams. That's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Sitting undefeated in Region 6 through Week 2 of Region play.
Yeah, crazy.
Good on Olympus. A tough loss last week. They bounce back tonight. That's a great win for that program.
Yeah, that whole region's going to make us all look very dumb, because every week we think we maybe know, hey, this is looking like what it might be, and then some crazy thing happens on Friday night.
Look at this. Corner had a 31-14 lead, 14 unanswered from the Falcons. Skyridge with the football, And a chance here to tie or take the lead on this possession? Nope, sorry. Corner has the football. That's what I get. That's what I get.
Helaman Kasuga's got to find a way to get into his 4-minute offense and seal this game away for Corner. He's the running game, and here he takes off.
It's a lot of one look and run for Kasuga, at least on this drive. Let's head out. We got a couple of other games. Let's go. Should we go down south? Let's go to Hurricane, shall we? How about this? Hurricane had the tough loss last week against Dixie. Big bounce back tonight playing Pineview, leading by 7, and with the football here inside of 4 to go.
So on 1st and 10, here we go, Panthers. Running it to the far side, finding a seam and getting through it for about 3 yards or so. Spot him at the 25, or excuse me, the 35-yard line. It'll be second down.
And now it starts to be getting the danger zone for the Panthers as we're about to tick under 3 minutes here. And they're still down 7, of course. They got to get the ball, go the length of the field, stop the Tigers all in one foul swoop. So this is going to be a difficult task, but maybe they're up for it. See what the defense brings here.
2nd and 7. Keep a tight formation. Hand off again. Going up the middle with it. This is again RJ Allred, and he pushes it down. It's going to be 3rd and 2 here. Good 5-yard run there by RJ Allred.
Yeah, very strong run, and it sets up a very manageable down and distance for the Tigers here, as they shouldn't be afraid. Probably 4-down territory with 2 minutes and 25 seconds. They've got the opportunity to just run the clock all the way out and not even score. So there's an opportunity to do that. With a 7-point lead, you can tack on another touchdown and know that you can't really lose the game. A lot of options here for the Tigers. And for Pineview, they've got to get a stop. I mean, it all starts with just stopping the Tigers at all costs.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, 2.5 here to go. 3rd and 2 for the Tigers. Your main goal here is just keep that clock moving. Just keep it on moving. You've got a lot of game left to play for the Panthers if you give the ball to them a little too early. So you do want to make sure that you can get first downs, and if you punch it into the end zone, great, you go up 2 scores. But that's not necessary right now. Just keep the ball moving forward.
All right, we're going to talk here for just a moment. We're going to head out to Alta. West was trailing. West is driving this Alta D. They've been stout. Does West have something in them here?
Camden Lopati has been great tonight. He's got to come up with some big plays right now. Jackson Tuwala, we talked about how, hey, it looks like West's trying to get him involved in the game plan. Haven't heard his name a whole lot in the second half. And not coincidentally, that West offense looks like it's kind of stumbling. They've got to figure out a way to get Tuwala involved again.
You know, Louis Hamilton is a speed problem.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if he's got a couple speeding tickets. He's that quick.
Yeah.
Running on a football field. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's lightning. You watched that game against Olympus last week. Olympus couldn't catch him.
No.
That's one I'm interested to see if you utilize a screen or something to
Figure
get
out
in the
a way.
ball and some space. Chachi Pan, I thought they looked for Chachi early. I think he's got 2 touchdowns in this one. They have been looking for Tuwala a lot. There are a lot of options. And Lopati,
he can run, man. He can run.
So that's where, for me, if you're out there, it's why I'm super impressed that they've limited West after the great start that West had offensively in this game.
Yeah. Big moment in this game. Where are we at here? On the West has the ball on the Alta 20, call it 28-yard line.
In the backfield is Louis Hamilton. Louis Hamilton, RB1 for this team. Lopati floats one up for Hamilton. Hamilton's got room to run as he breaks a tackle and works his way to the 15. Now the 10 breaks another one into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Louis Hamilton. Right on cue.
Louis Hamilton breaking tackles, avoiding tackles, staying on his feet, telling his guys where to block. What a phenomenal run. As soon as you thought he was going to get brought down, he keeps on going and gets the ball in the end zone for the West High Panthers. And depending on if they get this 2-point conversion or not, that's going to make them take the lead by 3.
Boy, West, huh? Interesting they're going to go for 2 there. They're up by 3.
Yeah, I don't know
The
why.
difference is 4 or 5.
Unless you just have no faith in your kick. Well, there you go. They
Well,
scored anyway.
They did convert it. So 36-31, the lead for the West Panthers on the screen to Louis Hamilton.
Good call on Louis Hamilton.
Thank you. I watched their game against Olympus. That's what I was strictly going off of.
Some kind of clairvoyant you are.
Paid off. Speaking of clairvoyance, we're going to head down to Hurricane. Don't know how that relates to clairvoyance, but 34-27, Tigers with the lead. And it said 4th and 1. Now they're saying first down for Hurricane with 2:20 to go. You're in a point you could almost seal this away if you're the Tigers. 2 timeouts left for Pineview. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know how that happened. I'm trying to.
Because it almost looked like they brought the ball back.
And it looks like first and
gave him a first down.
14-yard lot, or first and 14. I don't know how this all played out to be.
Yeah, this is like Carbon County math in Washington County. I'm not quite. I think is Hurricane Washington County?
I think so. Yeah.
It's down there.
Everything south of Payson is St. George, anyways, right? That's kind of how it works.
Yeah. They're loving that coverage. I guarantee it. West is getting ready to kick off. We'll keep you updated in that game as you see Pineview taking one of their timeouts. Let's go through. We've got a few minutes left, but let's kind of start our nightly recap. Jeff, you okay with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to go, or would you like me to?
I'll go
Why
ahead
don't you
and
tell
start.
me what number you're trying to call?
I'll go ahead
Big
and
play.
start.
Let's head out to Alta here real quickly.
He didn't go.
Peche was there to make the play, but nonetheless, amazing Hawks field position.
Amazing run by Fabrizio. He was looking for an opening and he found it. He is down, unfortunately, after that tackle. So we hope he's okay, but just a phenomenal run, and he's back on his feet already. And just like that, the Hawks are knocking on the red zone's door right now.
The Alta Hawks, just when you think they're down and out, Trevin Fabrizio fields it at the 5 and takes it to the opposite 22-yard line.
What a great kick returner. I think he definitely has a future at the next level.
As Brown throws that one, and it was picked off. Was it? No, incomplete.
No, it was incomplete. Was not able to hang on to it.
Nearly intercepted by Vailahi, as it would have been an amazing play.
Vailahi was falling away on that one, too. It looked like OBJ in his prime almost. That was impressive.
Yeah. Or Dirk Nowitzki on a step-back jumper. I wasn't sure.
He was flying in the air, but unfortunately not able to hang on to it, and that's a tough play for anyone to make.
Tucker Brown on 2nd and 10. See what he does here. Hands it off up the pipe. As a gain of 2 yards for Fanua.
We know what happened on Alta's last drive when they were this close to the end zone. Fanua ran it in for what I believe is his first touchdown of the season so far. And he's in the backfield once again, taking some of the load away from Lonez.
On the 3rd and 8. And Fanua up the pipe again. And, yep, the Panthers defense makes a beautiful play to stop him right in his tracks, led by number 4. And Fatai makes a really nice play there. It's going to be a 4th and 9. Tucker Brown and the offense will stay on the field. Fourth and 8, rather. Brown, clear backfield. Fires one into traffic and broken up by Fatai again. And this West High team is
well, so West making a defensive stop with the lead. Offense will come back and a chance for West to put this one away on the road.
Yeah, I mean, in this West rushing attack, they found some momentum. That last drive, screen game, they've got the pieces that they could bleed this clock out, and this could be the end of it.
Let's go through some of our recaps. There are games still in action, games that have not quite been reported as final. We'll keep you updated on that West Alta game in case there are any plays. We can take you back out there. But let's start, Jeff, a game that was close early on. Did not end up close. Bountiful defeating Bonneville 35-13.
Yeah, good bounce back for Bountiful. Game that they should have had maybe more control of the whole game. So good for Bountiful. Game we covered early. I mean, we left Manti and Juan Diego, I think it was something 40-7. Juan Diego came back and tried to make that a game in the second half. Manti does get the win, the Templars over Juan Diego, 40-30.
You know, Orem's got to make a little bit of a trip home tonight, but they should stop and get some donuts because they had donuts tonight. 37-0 Orem with a big win in region play on the road. Another solid night for the Orem Tigers as that Orem team, with each week, they grow more and more scary for me. They're 5-0. They're 1-0 in region. They've got one of the top defenses in their region.
Yeah.
That offense is one of the highest scoring teams in the classification. Watch out for Orem, folks. I mean, I don't think 5A is the runaway that preseason I thought it would be. There's teams that can compete there, and Orem's at the top of that list.
And Orem is right there. There's no question about it. Sound the alarms in Taylor, Utah. Westfield is on the board. 27-14. The Westfield Longhorns get their first win in program history. Good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Always hard to start a program.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you get youngsters coming over, build a foundation, and that Logan team, they can score.
Yeah.
That's a nice win. A game we talked about earlier, Cedar Valley had a lead over Maple Mountain. Golden Eagles took care of that one. 35-17, Maple with the win on the road. Another team off to a really good start in Region 7.
Strong second-half defense by Maple Mountain. Cache Valley rivalry game. Mountain Crest came back in the second half to make it a game, but Skyview did just enough late in the fourth quarter. 31-28 Skyview over Mountain Crest.
Interesting. Timview rolls over Springville tonight, 45-0. That defense flew around. My goodness. Turnover after turnover created by Timview. That defense was flying. Offense played well. Solid night for the T-Birds.
How about Region 9, Dane? We talked about this, that every game was close. We saw Pineview and Hurricane here. Looks like that one, Hurricane, I believe they closed that out, right?
Yes, they did.
34-27. Snow Canyon, 21-14 over Cedar. And Crimson, 24-21 over Desert Hills. I mean, those are 3 one-score games out there in Region 9.
That region... Have we ever seen that region be this competitive?
No, it seems like every year there's a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't think there's a juggernaut this year.
No.
It's anybody's.
It's anybody's. You want to know who the top passer in the state is?
You asked me this once.
I did.
And you tricked me.
I did.
Because I was like, well, obviously it's not Halem and Kasuga. I'm going to say it's Traden Bessinger.
It is not Traden Bessinger.
I don't know why I answer your questions, Dane. You're just setting me up to fail.
There's no setup there, Jeff. It's Andrew Hillstead at Timpanogos. Big night for him again tonight. 4 passing touchdowns as they took on Uinta. Jeff loves the Basin. 49-21, Timpanogos with the big region win.
You know, I do love the Basin.
I know, that's why
it's hard for me to talk too much about the Basin because of my love for the Basin. I do it out of respect.
It's right here.
Yeah,
it's right here.
It's all in my heart.
Yeah.
4-0 Ogden. Talk about them.
4-0 Ogden.
4-0 Ogden is a great story. Look, I don't care strength of schedule. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
4-0 Ogden is an incredible story. And I said it this week in some of our content earlier this week, Dane. I'm cheering for Ogden. I am an Ogden fan. I hope they win the state championship to just put an absolute bow on Coach Thompson's career. Incredible story.
It would be amazing.
I'm loving it so far. 4-0 Ogden is something to get really excited about, really across the state. Is it fair to say that Coach Thompson, that program, that success is maybe the most under-discussed storyline in high school football right now? I mean, we just don't talk about it enough.
Last week, I think it was last week, we talked a little bit about Coach Ricker's moving from Kearns to Harriman.
Yeah.
And how good of a coach he is, because you see what that program is without him.
Right.
Do we remember what Ogden was before Coach Thompson?
Right.
Never talked about it. He's got him 4-0. We've been out there for Game of the Weeks with Coach Thompson. He's done a phenomenal job of bringing a culture to Ogden football in a program that was non-existent.
They don't win a lot. They struggle to keep their talent there. And Coach Thompson, and to do all of that, well, and of course, if you don't know, battling ALS, just the most incredible story in high school football right now.
It's phenomenal. A game we talked about earlier, Park City Murray in a bit of a battle. Park City does pull away in that one, 42-24, the Miners with the Region 10 win.
Riverton talked about it a little bit earlier. They were up 7-0 at the half. They score 14 more points in the third quarter. There's about 3 minutes left in that one, and the Silver Wolves have a 21-7 lead at Pleasant Grove.
How about this? This one kind of surprising to me. Talked about it earlier, said I thought this might be the game of the night. It is Ridgeline.
Yeah.
With a 39-21 win over Green Canyon.
Yeah.
Your bingo card has not had a lot of squares tonight. No. Mine did not have 39 points scored by Ridgeline.
No, I
respect that Green Canyon defense a lot. I did not see that coming.
Ridgeline found something in the run game. They were really able to establish the line of scrimmage and then let Nate Dolly win on play action. And he found Graham Livingston for a couple of deep passes, I think a couple of touchdown catches for Graham Livingston. That Ridgeline team has a ton of talent, a ton of college players. But yeah, I'm with you, Dan. That Green Canyon defense is the real deal.
Yeah.
That's an impressive showing by Ridgeline.
Remember, I think that was the last defense to give up a score this year.
Yeah, them or Beaver. It was
2.5 or 3
one
weeks without giving up a score.
Right.
Not a touchdown, a score.
Right.
So
pretty impressive. Pretty impressive stuff. Weber. I think that the last report that I have, Weber, about 6 minutes left and it's been a minute since that's updated, but Weber has a 2-score lead over Granger in the fourth quarter. Look, for Weber, it's all about holding on until Crew Catch Carney comes back.
Yeah.
They're waiting for him to come back, and the freshman, Carter Payne, at the quarterback spot, he has been spectacular in every sense of the word. He's done enough offensively, and then they ride that really, really tough Warrior defense. It's a good season so far for Weber.
The pain trains for Weber.
Yeah.
Tyler and Carter. Let's stay in that region because this is a team we have not talked about this year. They get a nice win tonight at home. Layton. The Layton Lancers are 4-1. They defeat West Jordan 24-17 tonight. They've not played the gauntlet part of their schedule yet, but they've won the games that they have had in front of them. It's been a really great start for for Layton this year.
Yeah, a team flying under the radar. We haven't talked a whole lot about a 4-1 Layton team, but they just continue to stack up wins. Game we haven't talked about, East hosting Valor Christian. That's the McCaffreys. Christian McCaffrey's Valor Christian from Colorado. Valor does get the win, 30-14 over East. That's a really good program.
It's a great program, and East battled back to make that a 1-score. Meanwhile, you see this right here. Oh, we just got to get that right. West, West. Yeah. This is no green screen. This is
Vanna. I always thought she was just like kind of sticking her hand.
Yeah.
This is tougher than I thought.
Ta-ting. It just doesn't quite work. West, a chance to put this one away, that ball inside the 10. North Summit does get the win over Milford. That one final, 18-12. They had to come back to get that one done. I really like that North Summit team. Buck Sargent, that is a candidate for the all-name team.
Yeah,
right?
Great football name.
Tight end. That dude is physical. We saw him on the hardwood last year. Plays multi-sport athlete for North Summit. But a nice road win for the Braves down in Milford.
Morgan just continues to do Morgan things. 63-0 over Kearns. They might continue to climb in our rankings. They just keep winning and winning big.
They could. I mean, they're on the verge of top 10. Is this a top 10 team, Jeff?
I mean, it's hard to argue against it. I mean, because at this point, what prevents them from being a top 10 team? Well, they're 3A. That's really the only argument that you've got right now. They've done everything else that you need to be. They've played up. They've blown teams out. They've won on the road. They've won at home. They've done everything you want a top 10 team to do. And I think there's going to be maybe some voter block for voters that it's still a 3A team. Can you really do it? Other than that, I don't know what's keeping them out of the top 10.
I love Morgan. I might be suffering from some of that voter block. I don't know. I don't know.
It's tough to do.
Riverton, nice win tonight at PG, 21-7. Well, last score I saw available, 21-7, that one late in the fourth quarter. So Riverton looks to be in a good position to get a nice road win tonight against PG.
We talked about Orem, 37-0 over Wasatch. Timpview, 45-0 over Springville. I mean, look, there's a lot of other teams in 5A, but those are probably the cream of the crop. Those are the two favorites that everybody who's just looking at paper, they're going to write those two teams down, and they both just keep putting up a lot of points and pitching shutouts.
Manti got off to the big start at Juan Diego. The Soaring Eagles came back in that one, scored the last 20 points of that game. 40-30 your final score. The Templars get the win, 4 touchdown passes for Starkweather tonight in good weather at Juan Diego.
I really love Starkweather. I really do. I'm glad that we got to see him and gave
awesome.
other people an opportunity to see him because he's a fantastic quarterback. There's no question about it. American Fork, they were out of state. The last report, they played Liberty. Liberty played somebody else local. Who am I remembering? Skyridge? And I think Skyridge got the best of them, right? Anyway, American Fork is down in Vegas playing Liberty. And the last report that I have, it's about halftime. I have 9-7 Liberty over American Fork.
Do you have an update on the Juffy Bowl?
I don't want to update the Juffy Bowl. Good job, Dusty.
Really?
Yeah. That's all we need to say.
Look, it's first year of a program. Sometimes it's hard to hold on to a lead when you have it. Lehigh dominant tonight on the road at Harriman. They got off to a hot start. 31-7 your final score as the Pioneers with a nice road win.
Yeah, man, shout out Jet New. Big week for him, flipping from
Sure,
App
yes.
State. He had been an Appalachian State commit, which I love him in that offense. I like him in the Oklahoma State offense an awful lot, too. He decides to change his commitment.
Yeah.
Jet New's maybe the best quarterback that we don't talk about. I mean, he's a legitimate Big 12 quarterback, and we just kind of don't talk about him a whole lot because you expect it. He's done it for so many years, continues to put up big numbers. Now he is headed to play for Mike Gundy in that Oklahoma State program. So congrats to Lehigh on the win, and congrats to Jet on the big commitment this week.
Any others you got, Jeff?
I think that is pretty well it. A close game. North Severe at Rich. North Severe did get the best of Rich, 21-20.
We did not talk Roy beat Box Elder on Thursday night. Big night again for Drew Gardner and Robert Young as that offense continues to roll through defense. Did we mention Richfield? Did you talk about Richfield?
We did talk about Richfield, 41-27.
And have you seen a final from Corner?
The last I had, 38-28. I have not seen a final yet, but I still see 38-28, so that's where we're at.
Bears beat Bobcats. 27-22, Bear River over Burley, Idaho. First win of the year for the Bear River Bears. New staff there. Congratulations to Bear River on a nice out-of-state win against a really good squad from the old Burley, Idaho.
It's been a good week, Dan.
We're halfway there, Jeff. Week 5 in the books. Crazy.
Yeah. I don't like that it's half over, but I did enjoy tonight. This was a good night of football.
It was a good night of football. We had a lot of close games, some low-scoring games. Special teams, defenses made their imprints tonight in Week 5. Join us on KSLSports.com next week. We'll have our top 5 plays. We'll also have a video kind of running you through actions. We've got great questions coming up this week. If you have any questions you want us to talk about, hit us up on social media at KSL Sports Rewind, and we'll see if we can work those in. You better get them in quick. Better get them in quick. And same with top 5 plays. If there's action that happened at a game you were at tonight, you got it on your phone or on your camera, send it to us to incorporate in our top 5 plays. Hit us up, send those on social media as well at KSL Sports Rewind. Get those in tonight or before noon Saturday. Jeff, great to have you. Another great week.
Another one in the books, man.
Thank you.
QB2's coming into form.
Well, it's still not our starting offense. Let's be honest. So, and Dusty, he'll be back. Excited to get him back, and appreciate all the well wishes. He certainly appreciates all of you for all your thoughts and well wishes his way. Getting better, getting stronger, which is great to see, and he'll be back.
Absolutely.
We want to thank you for joining us. It's been another great week here on Red Zone. Thank you so much for joining us. For Jeff Hansen, Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart, and we'll see you next week as we bring you all the best action right here on KSL Sports Red Zone. Good night, everybody.